There we go. All right, dope. Yeah, that was good. Housey?
I'm HouseyPooh. I'm one of the leaders of Draco Silvum, member of the Collective, and council member on the Bhakti Village Council.
I'm interested to hear more about that after intros. I don't even know what
You
that
will.
is. All right. Who's next?
I'm Tzone. I'm from VII. That's about it.
Okay.
Parsevel. I am one of the event officers for Kodo.
Okay. What does an event officer do? I mean, it's pretty.
I make all me and Flute. We actually organize all the trainings with if it's just going to be us or if we're inviting other guilds, stuff like that. And then also the Minotaur, Rome, Spider Queen, all that. I'm the party guy. I'm the fun one.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're the dad on the weekends.
Hey, oh yeah. I'm the dad all the goddamn time. I have a 2-month-old now. He's newborn.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Well, yeah, that's cool. I mean, how long have you been in that role for Kodo?
Probably like a month now, something like that. Like I've been doing it and helping Flute out because he's been it forever. And then, yeah, they asked me, and I was like, hell yeah. I really enjoy, doing it. I love organizing all that shit, getting all the people together. And we've actually, last one, we had about 60 people there, something like that, between us and a couple different guilds. So it's big battles training. It's good for comms and everything else, getting people ready for, big fights when we have keeps and shit.
Oh, okay. Dope. Yeah, I think I heard about that after it happened.
Yeah.
So what is this council you were talking about, HouseyPooh?
So the Bhakti Village Council, it's a group of. I hope I represent them appropriately, but it's not a guild. It's not an alliance. It's not any sort of political faction. It's just a group of leaders from guilds that live in Bhakti that want to make Bhakti a successful, thriving, bountiful trade hub. And we just kind of collaborate to, make sure that griefers are dealt with, that, the outskirts are safe, that it's sort of a place that facilitates a new user experience for noobs. And that's been, one of Draco's goals from the beginning. So it was kind of a natural fit, and they embraced us. And yeah, we've been working with them. And I like to think that the village council is playing an integral role in the way Bhakti's doing right now, because I think it's doing pretty well. It's one of the busier cities, if I had to guess. So yeah, that's kind of its function and purpose.
So are there like RPK guilds in this council or what?
No, it's I mean, I guess that's a whole other topic, right? The label of RPK, whatever RPK, whatever PK, but it's mostly ARPK guilds. Guess you could call most of them Care Bears or crafting guilds and things like that. So a lot of them like to just kind of do their own thing, engage in PvE. There are a few other guilds like Draco and Rec that are a little bit more eager to get their hands dirty on killing outsiders and such. But yeah, it's mostly ARPK guilds, I would say, besides Draco and Rec and maybe a few others.
Both of them did. Like they're anti-RPKers, but they want to murder people.
Pretty much. Ongar, one of our officers, likes to call us SPK, Selective Player Killing, which I think is appropriate, I suppose, if you had to label it. Yeah, we're definitely not afraid to down some people, but we don't like to kill nakeds. We don't like to kill people mining. We don't like to harm the game from our perspective.
Mm-hmm. I think that makes sense. Like I made it a rule. I had to make it a rule at some point. I think it was during this last stress test. Like when I just like don't attack anyone untagged unless they've given us a reason in the past to attack them, or unless like there's some weird suspicion that they are working with the people that we're attacking or whatever. So I think it's worked out really well, and I don't think it's because usually the people you end up finding, especially I think in the Bay, they're like in like full grain or vendor armor. It's like, why are you even killing these people? Like you literally
Yeah.
don't even loot it, So.
Yeah, and we kind of hold that principle even extended to enemies. There's been countless times where myself and a few other Draco, maybe a handful, maybe 5 or 6, we're going out to do something, and along the way we might pass one of our enemy guilds, a single guy, and we don't generally kill them. I mean, it's not there's no fun in it for us to just see somebody gank them, take their shit, teabag them, and then run off. It's just there's a lack of integrity in there, I suppose. So we kind of just don't do it.
I mean,
Wait,
you're
first off, I had no idea you can teabag people in this game.
Only
How the fuck
Shivras.
do
You're
that?
Shiva though. You're an
How do you do
Alvarin.
that?
Slash SWAT.
You have to be Alvarin. You basically just walk, and since you're so short, you're just teabagging as you go.
Yeah, you're just brushing your balls against their face.
Jesus Christ, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, why do you think I combat jump all the time?
True. Yeah, actually, I think I may have learned to combat jump specifically from you.
No kidding.
I think...
Oh yeah, and that one tournament in Medulla you're talking about? Is that what you're talking about?
No. I
saw
was
him in
way
that
back.
tournament.
Might have been, I was way back when I was in TE that we were all having practice like around the Tindrum little open area, and I saw you dueling one of our guys, and you did it. I'm like, holy fuck! I asked Mordred back in the days. I'm like, hey, what the fuck is this guy doing? How do you jump? Isn't that gonna fuck up your stamina? And then he explained to me, the whole gist of it. I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna try that one day. Months later, still suck at it.
Yeah, I remember Mordred. Mordred, there was a time there, this was like December, January or so, when there was nothing else to do. There were no guards. There was nothing to do but pull the mats out of barrels, make weapons, and duel outside of Medulla. That was like
Good old
pretty much
combat alpha.
yeah, combat alpha. And I remember Mordred. It was interesting for a time there. Once I had sort of figured out combat, I was just sweeping the floor with him. And then a day or two, it sort of clicked in for him, and then I couldn't beat him anymore. And then combat jump happened, and then it went back the other way that I was able to beat him again. But combat jump, it's a strange sort of nuanced ability that I think you either love it or hate it, because it assists in the animation hides, which is basically what a duel is. But outside of that, it's kind of useless. I don't know if I've ever used it in a team fight because stamina is so precious. It's easier to negotiate in a duel, but in a team fight, you're kind of just looking for somebody who's not looking at you, and then you get a thrust off or something like that. But it's an interesting ability.
Yeah, I've noticed that like the jump, like hiding your animation off screen thing definitely works better against like shorter people too, because like you're able to get much more off their screen. Like if you're fighting an Ogmir and you're a Vila and you do that jump shit, you're definitely like off their screen. Like
Yeah,
with like
it's
your
an
upper
Ogre
half.
killer for sure. I agree with
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I've
Or even
only
against
got
other Vilas too. Same.
I've only got to really work against Ogmirs, because whenever I duel, for example, like an Ogmir that has an axe or some shit like that, I'm not very good with detecting hidden animations. I mean, I'm gonna be very honest. Sometimes I just suck ass at fucking pairing, so I gotta do a lot of figure eight and shit like that. So I take advantage of like missed penalties more times than not. So whenever I was able to land a jump attack, it's always been on an Ogmir. I do that shit on a third, so I'm fucked.
Yeah. Anything that can like jump high enough. That, like I don't think you can jump high enough to get like off a Thursar screen. Like humans don't jump that high, especially if you're in heavy armor. So it's
Yeah,
like I
no.
don't think you're gonna be able to do it on like a Thursar. Or even like a coward human, which get pretty tall, I think.
That's what I am actually. What's my height? 210 centimeters.
Oh,
I look
shit.
like I look like a shorter Thursar. My paladin hybrid.
Oh my god, Killox just subbed to the stream. Thank you, Killox. Welcome, man.
Oh shit.
I saw Killox, I think it was last night. Was it yesterday we were fighting in GK? Or maybe it was the day before. I can't remember. I saw him the other day. He's playing, man.
Yeah, I
Fight,
saw him
fight for
in
GK.
Maduli. Yeah.
When? Like recently?
No, my bad. I was thinking of he literally just came back. I forget his name.
Oh, many months ago we were talking about? Whatever.
No, like recently, but I
Hmm.
completely forget his name. It's not Killox though. My
Oh.
bad.
Crew, maybe? I don't know. Is it from Dread?
No, it wasn't from Dread.
Oh, okay. I have no idea. Does anyone have anything they want to talk about? I mean, I kind of wanted to talk about human lores. Does anyone know? I mean, I'm sure this is probably not in the game because I feel like if it was, everyone would already know about it. But like humanoid lores, like they don't affect your damage against humans, right? Because like you can get the human lores, like you butcher a carcass, you get the lores, right? Like I'm pretty sure it's not in the game, otherwise everyone would know about it, right? To increase your damage against humanoids, like
That
specific rate clades.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. And we have Faith in Kodo that is obsessed with butchering carcasses for some reason. She's a lunatic.
Yeah, she's a weirdo. No, I'm just kidding. She's good. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So I
She's into
honestly
cooking, so that's why she's
yes,
into
yeah.
butchering.
Yep. She's always wondering who died in what race. After every fight, she goes and looks to loot all the fucking corpses.
I can't remember, but I think in Suttner, one of Suttner's tournaments, she was like feeding people like food made from people or something. I believe. I don't know if that was her or if it was someone else, but I'm pretty sure it was her. Her and Beast Mama, I think we're working together on that one. I'm in AC Killox. That's what killed him in. But yeah, I mean, someone's gonna have to test that shit. I don't know. I thought someone would know. Someone be like, "Oh no, it doesn't work." Be like,
I feel like
Yeah.
that's a wolf site area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was attached maybe to reading damage output, like with anatomy, but I don't think that's part of the game yet. Because I don't see any different numbers if you have a 0 anatomy versus like 100.
what was I gonna say? Oh, have you guys been playing this patch today, or who in
I
here has
haven't
played
logged
already?
in yet.
I'm playing
I
right
just
now.
logged in.
Yeah, I've been dicking around
Yeah.
with it. Tindrum's
The-
beautiful.
Oh my god, they did such a good job with Tindrum. You
They
guys,
really
if you
did,
haven't
dude.
been to the sewers, fucking go to the sewers. It's
I'm
massive.
fucking hyped for that shit. That's the only thing I've been hyped for this entire patch, and I didn't even think it was gonna come. I swear to God, dude.
Is there anything in them?
Yeah,
there's
bandits.
scoundrels
Well,
and the
they call them
bandit.
scoundrels. Yeah, they're scoundrels.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's actually, and then the arena, they did an awesome job. Same with the gardens. It was just, I couldn't believe it. And they actually opened the East Gate.
Do
Yeah,
they
So-
have
arenas.
is there because I don't remember too much about MO1, but I remember the MO1 sewers where it was fucking long. Like there was I remember getting lost in that shit. I mean, then again, I'm probably sounding like a fucking idiot because honestly, I've only been in those sewers once. I had a very short time in MO1. But is there gonna be like some kind of boss down there or some shit in the future? I don't remember.
Yeah, there's gonna be tribe rats.
Oh shit, that's
So
right.
Henrik said on my stream earlier, he said there's a section of the sewers that's locked currently that will open up, and almost certainly that's where the tribe rats will be because everywhere else in the sewers right now there's kind of like scoundrels like scattered
Yeah.
and a bandit leader boss. Sorry for spoilers, but yeah, so there should be another. Even the sewers is already massive, like what you can explore. You will probably get lost at some point, but it's supposed to get even bigger apparently. So that's exciting.
Oh, spoiler alert! I don't think a lot of us play the game for the lore and shit like that, so I think we'll be fine. Let's be real.
Some of the lore is
Besides,
interesting, though.
oh yeah, actually, you know what? I'm not really, I'm not really big in lores and MMOs like this because to me, I feel like the players create the lore more than
Oh,
anything, and that's
100%.
that's one thing I love about this game more than anything is that the players create the lore. And that shit dates back to MO1. You can see it in the forums, and I remember MO1 forums way back in the days. Yeah, if you think Discord PvP right now is something, holy shit. That's all I gotta say, bro. But yeah, no, man. One thing is that I would still like to know the lore of the game at some point, just simply because I don't even feel like it's really fleshed out. Didn't they change like somebody in the development team writing the lore or some shit like that, Matt or something? I forgot.
Mads.
Yeah, Matt.
Mats.
Yeah, Matt's used to write the lore, and then he's still the lore dude. He's not a developer anymore, from what I can understand.
Yeah, I heard he was actually like, maybe I shouldn't say like that's kind of fucked up, but a lot of people told me that that's been like their developer that like gets a lot of like really good shit done. Not taking anything away from Seb, of course. I'm just saying like I heard that he was like I don't know, he was like one of the better developers in there, and now he just got switched over to lore. I forgot who told me that. I don't know too much about the staff and what they do personally,
So
but
Matt's used to be the teacher of Henrik. He was Henrik's teacher, and he was a English, I think, English major or something. He could be some kind of language major, but he was really into game design, like board game design and lore.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So he
yeah.
helped a lot with a lot of the spreadsheet stats and stuff.
I didn't know that about him. That's kind of cool though. It was his teacher.
I'm pretty sure it was his teacher. I could be wrong though. He's talked about before on stream.
Okay.
Sorry, I was looking for my Mortal hoodie. I have no idea where it is.
I was gonna say.
No
you just
fucking
bounced.
idea. Yeah, sorry about that. So what were we talking? We were talking about Matt's or some developer who's like really good at his job. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I got switched over to writing the lore.
Oh yeah, that was Matt's. If
Yeah.
it's the lore guy, yeah.
Then Tzone was saying he used to be a teacher of Henrik's.
What?
Yep. Yeah, Henrik said he used to be a teacher, I think.
Who did?
Henrik used to be Henrik's teacher.
Matt's.
Yeah, I think in their version of high school.
Oh, okay. Jesus, that's weird. Funny.
Okay, yeah. I think Henrik just confirmed it in the chat right now. It's the lore designer and crafting system designer.
Yeah,
I'm the game designer, and Seb is the lead coder. I got it. All right.
Okay.
Wait, which one was your teacher, Henrik?
Matt's.
Interesting. Was that high school or college or? Funny how that lines up, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, Mats is a co-founder of a game development education in Sweden. That's how I met him and recruited him.
Oh, okay.
He was at a party and he was drunk and came home. He had a little piece of paper with Matt's name and number on it, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, I tried to get Henrik on the first couple podcasts, but he's a busy man, man. I don't know. It's up to
let him work.
Henrik.
Let him
we
work on the
appreciate
game.
He's
Yeah.
a model. You had to pay him to show up.
Henrik sexy. What the?
He is.
Well, Pat Wins was saying today that he feels like he can jump higher in his armor now. Has anyone tested that really?
I have a mage that said he it was a lot better if he got firm some mage armor.
Nice.
Maybe they made it better than before, but I haven't tested it.
Yeah, I don't think it was in the patch notes, from what I saw.
They did change it. They added a curve to stamina regen. They didn't say anything about jump.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was actually very concerned about that too. Man, last patch with the stam regen and jump height stuff.
Oh, that was brutal.
That wasn't fun.
It was tough.
Jesus Christ. All right, well, I don't know. It started growing on me, but man, like I felt more comfortable just being now in ranger armor, but bro, I go down way too faster than usual. Okay, let's reiterate that faster than usual. But fucking hey, dude.
You just start seeing a lot of people not wear pants.
Yeah, that's actually Wicked just went ahead and was like, bro, just stop with the bullshit. Don't wear Cure Splinted. Don't worry about it. Wear your Iron Bone. And I said, all right, cool. But with the pants, I'm not fucking around, because even before I took out some heavy armor, and just decided to go. What is it before where it affected you 14 kg or something like that?
I got up to 15.88, so I wore a 15.85 Iron Wool and Iron Bone set for my Vila.
Oh well, I'm a cheap fuck, man. I hate crafting, and I'm super lazy at it. So I just try to make my iron bone shit and just whatever pants, some light pants, and that's it. I just go with that, and I've been able to keep it just below 14, so it doesn't affect my jump height. This is of course before the
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 thresholds,
last
yeah.
patch. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, but yeah, man, I'm just gonna go back to Ironbone and last just a little bit longer in team fights. You know what I'm saying? So let's just go with that.
Man, we just had like team fights in the Minnow dungeon. It was so fucking dark. I'm just like thinking about it, like my positioning and stuff. It's so hard because I could not even see their attacks. It was so fucking dark in there, man.
Yeah.
So you
It's
need
not.
an. Oops, sorry, Tzone. What are you saying?
It's not fun being the guy that has to hold the torch.
I was just about to ask. Do you need a torch guy?
It's not fun.
Not really, because well, in PvP maybe, but like PvE no, because you could just pull the mobs to like the lighter areas. It's like in certain tunnels, it was just so fucking dark.
Yeah.
You can't even see their animations or anything.
I'm
But
okay
somehow they saw me, you know. Yeah, I don't know.
Of course.
Yeah,
So
I'm okay with having some darker areas, like darker corners that people can hide in, but not like the most areas should be good enough to see.
Well, the
Are
thing
you-
is, they have to fix the gamma then, because like there was definitely like a competitive edge there that we just didn't have. I don't even know. They might still be fighting. I don't know if they won, who won. I had to leave after I died twice though for the podcast, but
Yeah. Did you
Yeah,
guys
that's
even?
just rough.
Did you guys make it to the king, or
No.
SUSB jumped you before?
yeah, they jumped us and then they backed off, so we tried to push again. And then there's like a one specific like long bridge that had like 7 minotaurs on it. By the way, you need like
Oh yeah.
an actual group to clear that dungeon. Like they
Yes.
fucking hit
Yep.
hard and they have a lot
Yeah.
of health.
Yeah. We went with a couple people. Like I said, I wasn't able to make it, but the other guys did, and there was at least 10 to 15 guys that went. You know,
Yeah,
that's how it even took down the king.
yeah. How like did he drop any special loot? Do you know, or
A
just more gold?
Minotaur King Axe that was worth 20 gold. I don't know the stats of it though, because I
Yeah, the
haven't.
minotaurs drop like 8 to 10
From-
gold per minotaur, so it's pretty solid gold farm to be honest
Oh,
with you.
hell yeah!
They also drop Minotaur Carcass. I don't know if that will be used for anything, but
And an axe, like a regular Minotaur axe, which is 6 gold if you vendor it.
no, it's 5.
Oh, 5 gold.
It's 5.
bad.
Yeah, close though, close. The hooves are 1 gold. The axe is 5, and I think they drop like 2 to 3 raw gold, if I remember correctly. I was just there, but I already forgot to be honest with you.
Are they
It's something like
tier
that.
2 mobs or tier 1?
They're probably tier 2, I would imagine. They're pretty chunky.
Yeah, they hit hard.
Yeah, they do it. They do a charge that knocks you up. Don't fight them near the edges. You will get
Ew.
knocked off potentially.
Yeah.
And they do AoE attacks too.
Oh shit.
So they are tier 2. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, they're probably tier 2.
So looking at the roadmap, we're getting a lot of bosses.
Thank you for the
5
sub
more?
packs,
1
by the
more?
way. I like your
Yeah, it seems
video,
like
man.
every
Good
patch
video.
they're
You always
adding
put
a
out some
boss
solid
somewhere.
videos. Wait, what happened? What would you say?
The road. We were talking about the roadmap. How it looks like every single patch almost they're adding a boss somewhere.
Yeah, 5 boss patches. That was like actually something I was excited about when they released it. And I think they took off like more dungeons, or they took off something from this patch. They actually wasn't Tindrim expansion like next patch too? Did anyone check
No,
that?
No,
no,
it
it
was
was
this patch.
It was this
they
patch? Okay.
They took off.
they replaced the more dungeons with the name reservation thing, and then they still put in middle dungeons.
They
Can
moved
some-
back-
The
Can
Yeah.
someone
Joker-
link it in chat? Can someone link the roadmap, please? So, because I don't want to have to go through Discord. I can help it.
I've got it up right now. How do I throw it in?
You can. There's a chat in here. You can post it in the podcast chat. I'll get it.
Oh,
Yes, but they moved the that dragon armor to after release.
Yes. Yep. Exactly. Yeah, they moved the armor.
The Draco armor. I think wasn't that
Yeah.
always planned for release though?
No, they were gonna add it either this patch or the next one.
The
In
old
the old
roadmap.
roadmap. Yeah.
Yeah, old roadmap. The was next patch.
Yeah. What wasn't the old roadmap? Wasn't that for this like release recently or no? Or
It was the one pre
Oh.
when they decided not to do persistence and just go for release. It was
so?
the
Oh, okay.
roadmap. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, here
So
we
it
go.
was
Thank
only
you.
for release.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out for persistence, but now that that's not happening, just going full release, they're waiting till the release before adding it. The
Yo, do
armor.
we have any speculation what massive bosses is supposed to be?
Titans and dragons, what Henrik said.
like
yeah.
the thorax?
Or Kamuru, maybe?
I think you meant more like giant golems. That's what he said. Like we
Yeah.
will have the giant golems. It sounded like he would like they already have been worked on.
Well, isn't the Kamura a giant stone golem thing? Nobody here knows.
I personally don't know. He was very vague though. All he kept saying was Titans.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It did sound like he was already working on the Titans.
Yeah. By
How the
way
fuck
he
are
was
we gonna
talking.
clear the Titans, dude? Like, what the fuck?
It's gonna be a server event. It's gonna be
Oh.
being giant that everyone's gonna see and go and fight.
Alliances.
It's
gonna
gonna
have
to, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be like building the bridge to Sarduka on MO1.
Yeah, I can't wait for.
Remember what shit show that was?
Collaborative
That was a fucking shit show at some point. I remember.
Hudson, you've played Albion, right?
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
aren't there
thank you.
like big world Titan-y kind of things in that? I remember
Yeah.
like being in the black zones and there's like these big, mobs and you kill them, they drop a bunch of stuff, kind of like world bosses, I guess.
Yeah, they have some. Yeah, they had it in like fuck, what was that other game? God.
Hello,
Jesus Christ.
motherfucker.
I think Elder Scrolls had that too, where they had big world bosses in the open world that you would go kill with like huge groups.
Okay.
That would be fun. I'm just what I'm thinking. Like, I already know this is gonna happen. There's gonna be like 50 people who show up to kill this like
Hello,
fucking dragon thing,
motherfucker.
right? And there's just gonna be like fucking the loot's gonna go like this. Like,
Oh,
no
yeah.
one's gonna get to see it. It's just gonna go, and nobody's gonna know who did it. And then everyone's gonna turn on each other right there, just kill each other.
Immediately. Because
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, it might
Oh,
even start. They might start killing each other before the boss actually goes out. Once it goes 1%, boys, start on them. Get the mages. Like,
That's 100% gonna happen.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All I think about the massive bosses is more PvP. Like an MO, like in a BDO.
oh no.
World bosses, it's like, yep, just go there and start ganking your enemies.
The ML2 life.
Sorry,
What does
they're playing that
everybody
word.
what does everybody think about the new pet burger?
The wet burger?
Pepper.
The,
Oh,
the
oh,
pet
they said burger, broker.
Horse
Oh,
burgers.
yeah. No, it seems to work good, and it just goes right to the stable when you buy something.
Yeah, that's what's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh shit, nice.
Yeah.
So there's no pet receipts then. It's just straight
Nope.
pops up.
Nope.
Okay. Oh
It's
shit.
like-
Okay.
It's
I wish there
under
was
the
pet receipts. Are we getting pet
Yeah.
receipts? I'd rather have pet
Farmer
receipts,
Joe
to be
said
honest.
no.
So would
No.
you rather pet
Oh.
receipts because it's
Oh.
familiar or because you think it's better?
No, because you could stockpile them in your bank, dude. You just have like 50 horses ready to go. I mean, that's just
Sure.
me. That's like, from like a hoarder.
Yeah, from what Farmer Joe said, I don't think they're going to do pet receipts this time because it's less safe or something. He said something about you can look in Discord, just about the new system is safer for players to not get scammed.
Parsevel, log out and chop wood, you fucking slacker. I think he means log in, but yeah.
Log out of Discord.
Yeah, he wants you to do it in real life, bro.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
all right, guys.
Chop us
Gotta
some real wood.
Damn, Kodo brutal with that shit, huh?
Yeah.
Get to
We
work.
We got the keep coming.
Keeps are coming. Get to work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Any Draco in here? Log off or log in. Get to work. Brownwood, gold, Granum.
New meta, log out to get to work, boys.
Yeah,
New meta.
part-time job over here.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought we were gonna have a conversation about the name reservation thing.
Oh God, that.
God.
I'll tell you what
So
though.
dumb.
I may have misjudged that a little bit. I didn't realize you're gonna get 3 months with that shit. However, I ain't paying $110 just to reserve my fucking name. I'm telling you
Yeah.
that right now. I'm not fucking doing it. Go ahead, take Glitchinous. I don't give a fuck, dude. I don't care. Go ahead, bro.
Wait, well, it's not exactly like 3. Is it 3 months additional to your 1 month, or is
Yeah.
it 3 months total?
I think
Because I
okay,
think it's
so
3 months total.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
What's
what I think.
additional would be nice.
So what? You take like $45 value? No, you'd only take $30 value off that. So what? You're $80 for a name reservation still, though. I don't know. That's fucking pricey, man.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
All I know is I'm not doing. It's not like anybody wants to be glitcher anyways. For fuck's sakes, you know what I'm saying? So it don't matter. But at the same time, I'm just not gonna do it, dude. Like I have
Yeah.
Glitchiness was originally just a placeholder too, but You
Now
know,
it's
whatever.
you.
We'll come out.
Now it's you.
Yeah, right.
Kutara said Erie Reserve glitch. Get fucked.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, jokes on him because I already reserved his name.
Fat Duck?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be the
Elizabeth
Cold
Batman.
War over the names. Like, you give me my name first, and I'll give you yours. Like the holdout.
No, I did the Spartacus one because he's got the them PvP videos of Spartacus where
Oh,
he
he
highlights some
dominates.
pretty certain things there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Does he
I'll
actually
take that
have a
name.
character named Kuthara? Because I always see him on Spartacus or Fat Duck.
Yeah,
Nah, man,
he
you
does.
should not know that Kuthara is actually Zekro.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Zekrom?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I know Zekro in real life, by the way. So he's definitely Kuthara. He told me in secret. So yeah,
Fucking Zed. He's been on New World. That's sellout.
bro, I'll slap some sense into him. I'll drive over to his house and backhand him. And he'll come back on MO2. Trust me, we're gonna do this.
Go and plug his route.
Yeah, that's hard. Trying to get them to come back to MO2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't
Mike-
worry. I got this, guys.
You can't tell them it's a bad game because they'll tell you New World's a bad game.
My girlfriend
Yeah.
has a New World guild. She ended up calling it Acolytes as well, and I have some people that are just over there fucking grinding, dude. Like no. They have a
Yeah.
territory though, so they have like they're really into it. They're really organized or whatever. So
Yeah, that's why
just a
one of
grind fest.
our guys is still playing because he can grind there. He likes to grind.
I just saw Free Horse's message. What's up, boo boo?
Free Horses was just at the Minnow Dungeon with us. We went to Tendrum, we got some like ragtag people to go through the sewers, and then we're like, fuck it, let's go do minnows. And I was like, all right, well, we gotta hurry because I got the podcast. So we like grabbed some people from the bank. Free Horses was one of them. He's like, sure. And then we came to Fab, we got a few more people, and then we fucking went to minnows. But that's like cool thing about MO. Like Free Horses was just sitting in the bank. He probably didn't even know I was streaming or anything. We go into the bank, we're like, "Yo, Free Horses, you want to come to Minnows with us?" He's like, "Yeah, sure, man." He probably was not expecting to go do Minnows, and then all of a sudden he's on like an adventure with some random people.
Yeah.
You know, shit happened. That's the thing I like about Mortal though. The same thing with the sewers too. We like found like random people in the sewers, and we just started like they just started following our group, and our group like grew bigger. It started with me and Pat Wins. And eventually grew to like 5 people. Actually, no, there was a NWO person with us, Daenerys. You guys know them from Bhakti?
Daenerys? NWO?
Yeah,
I know of NWO. I never really bumped into him though. They don't
It's
come
a-
around with Dooley.
it was a
from
mage.
NWO.
It was a Thurstar mage. So
Jesus.
I don't know.
no.
Shaman build.
Oh
They-
no, not the
they got
Thurstar
s-
Shaman.
They got the
no.
smoky build.
That motherfucker's talking to Smokey, man. I'm trying to demolish that idea on anybody,
Yeah.
bro. We gotta stop that fucking shaman. Oh no.
Wait, you
This
mean
our
it's meta?
shaman.
It's midnight.
Made a Thurstar hybrid build on Mortal Data the other day. It's not that bad. It's about as good as the Alvarin, as crappy as Alvarins are.
No,
But they have
don't
combat
do
jump,
it.
right?
No, don't do it.
Oh, friggin' Kuth made a skinny Thurstar. Ugh. It looked like
No.
a Kmart version.
Who
Everyone-
Kuthar did?
Everyone should play
Kmart
Skinny
version.
Thurstar. It's meta, right?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Just not in my guild.
Hey, so I've got a question. I'm not sure if Henrik is still in chat, but on the topic of New World, I know. I guess I could assume that everybody here is a pretty heavy advocate for Mortal, but I think we're all probably suffering a little bit of attrition in our guilds to New World. I know we certainly are. And I was just wondering, from a organizational perspective for Henrik, is there any validity to sort of take out or abstract any useful information from New World? Do they have good payment models? Do they have good reward systems in game? Do they have good infrastructure? Is there anything that can be taken from that game to sort of model after, or is it just kind of a fad and we're just waiting for it to end?
Well, with us, Kodo, when it first released, half of the guild went and started playing. But then when a lot of people, the whole repetitive nature of it, you know what I mean? Like all you're doing is, if you're not sieging something, you're just doing quests, you know? And I'd say 3/4 came back, and we actually even gained a few members. that we poach from New World. So
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's just gonna
From
die out eventually. Sorry.
Yeah, we're kind of hoping on that that once the repetitiveness ends and the novelty of it dies down, we're hoping to extract some members from New World as well that kind of have that hardcore itch and want a better game.
How do I? I'm sorry. How do I change my own nickname on Discord? I'm a noob. I can
Same
change
thing
all
with the
yours.
rest of us.
No, I can't right click my own name though.
Double click.
Just give me perms and I'll change it for you. How about that?
Yeah.
Oh wait, never mind. I figured it out.
I think your mods are blocking you.
No, I got it. Never mind. All right, sorry.
Yeah, from Livia, Dread, and VI, like the main reason people are coming back from those 3 guilds is just because they don't like pets in this game.
You want to read out? Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying the main reasons people aren't coming back from New World from like the 3 like Livia, Dread, and VI is basically because they said it doesn't have pets in New World. They're just running around flagged. They're just running around. They don't even
There's no
level.
mounts, right?
No mounts.
There's no mounts. Yeah.
Yo,
Mounts are really hard to.
Tzone, actually, with this next patch, people are talking how hard it is with pets. You actually have to tame a young one and level it all the way up. Like they're trying to tame adult ones and they're failing, even with 100 taming and
Yeah.
everything.
That just limits frustration. That doesn't actually fix the pet.
Yeah, but at least it makes them work even harder. So if you really want to be a tamer, you're gonna have to put a lot of time in.
I don't think so. There's this thing, Parsevel. You might. I don't know if you played MO1. This has been like a longest debate ever. That some people will still not think that pets are balanced just because of the time you sink in to get them. Because Death Knights took a very long time to get, but they were extremely OP. And at the end of the day, if it's extremely OP, like just because it took you maybe weeks to get, should it be still OP? And this is like a long debated thing, so it's not.
Yeah, it's debated.
You're still gonna have people that are gonna like push back to you, so I'm just giving you a heads up on that. Like just because it is harder, you're still gonna have pushback. Like it's not gonna stop there.
Know. I'm not a tamer. I've never tamed anything except horses.
Yeah, when it comes to stuff like that, and you have to asymmetrical balance it with a time investment or like limiting it and limiting people's frustrations because they deal with it less because there's less of it. It's more about balancing the population, making less people quit. It's not about actually like fixing the issue.
Do you want to read Henrik's response, Housey?
Yeah. So Henrik, in your stream said we examine all MMOs since day one. It's great. He said not much that are close to us though, and game core rules very different. Now with New World release, it's obvious they're going to attract all MMO players, but I'm not worried. We will have them all we will have them all when Mortal releases, as we have cooler stuff in Mortal. I agree with that, and I see it. That's why I love Mortal. I think that's why everybody here loves Mortal.
Absolutely.
Yeah, since 2015, it's there's never been a game that's sort of scratched the MMO nostalgia itch, as well as like providing new experiences and growth in gaming. So that's good to hear, because it's so niche, it's so nuanced. When I talk to my friends who are gamers, they can't wrap their brain around the idea of being able to lose an item forever, and I think that's part of the magic of it. It's sort of the the mortality of it, that it can be lost and things can be taken from you, and your real life time can be taken by somebody else. It adds a sort of exhilaration to the game that I just love. And yeah, hopefully we get a whole shipload of New World refugees that are looking for the next best thing. And so yeah, that's my advertisement for Mortal, I suppose.
Yeah, Mortal's definitely become the next fad for MMO players because a lot of them jump ship, but also Mortal does attract a lot of non-MMO players.
Yeah, I would like to honestly would like to thank, because I remember back in MO1, nobody would fucking tolerate playing a full loot game ever. But thanks to games like Rust and other survival games, a lot of people are more open to it. I mean, if you really think about it, you got a lot of Last Oasis guys coming to MO2. As a matter of fact, I know for a fact that once release comes, there's gonna be a fucking shit ton of people from LO just coming into this game. Like it's been said, a lot of big guilds. I think I heard Ashen Falls gonna be coming in. They're like a pretty big community. I believe Undead Lords from I think it's Ultima Online. They're gonna be coming in as well. There's a shit ton of people. You know, everybody thinks that the political landscape right now is what it is. It's not going to be like that.
No, definitely
It's
not.
going to be big. If I'm not mistaken, another current guild that's on right now that's fucking going to be a massive guild. Yeah, dude, it's dope, man. I mean, I tell everybody I have gamers ADD. I play a different game every 2 weeks until I started playing Stress Test back in March. Before that, I was doing Combat Alpha, but I was just fucking around. Like, wanted to see what Meduri looked like, walk around, get into a couple duels, get completely fucked, by the way, because I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. And then, you know, once Stress Test came out and I got closer to the community, it's been the only game that I have over 900 hours on. Every other game I have like 100 less because I have that much ADD. I'm like, I can't stick to one game for a while. I get bored very easily. I've been stuck on MO1 since, you know, haven't turned back. And it's due to the dynamics and everything. The community is, I know a lot of people like to talk shit about the community. I fucking love the community. It's fun, you know?
Yeah, I love the
It's fun.
community too. They
Yeah.
really, you know, even the guys I don't get along with, sometimes you could still even have conversations with them. You know what I mean?
Bro,
Like me and
it's
Pete don't go at it sometimes in the mortal thing, and
yeah.
you know, we're fucking chill as hell right now. I love the community.
You know, it's just that a lot of people don't understand that there's people behind these fucking characters. We talk all
Yes.
the shit we want. We want to talk all the shit we want in Discord ML2, in help chat, even in VoIP. But at the end of the game, we're all people. We're behind the fucking cameras. We're not these guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I get along with everybody. I talk shit. I'm a massive shit talker. But at the end of the day, you know, we're all part of the community and we're all making the game great. And we just got to continue
Yeah.
doing that shit. Like, that's all in-game shit. Outside the game, I talk to everybody. I don't give a fuck, you know?
For real. Same here.
Glitch, can you start talking shit to me in game? I feel like I'm missing out on an experience here.
Nah,
A little-
dude, I can't, bro. I'm having a hard time standing up right now, just looking at you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not.
Wait, Housey, I could talk shit to you. Yeah, I mentioned you
that'll
to
do.
a Midas for the poker game. He had no idea who you fucking were. I'm like, dude, he's only the guild leader of your fucking ally, you idiot.
That's fucking Omidas, bro. That's just Omidas. How the fuck do you win a poker tournament? First time playing poker, Putson.
Oh my god, I don't even know, dude. But that was so fun. That was
Here
so
we go.
much fun.
We're gonna turn MO2 into this poker shit.
Give everybody
Who you stream sniping? Who you stream sniping?
Dude. No, I mean, I didn't stream snipe anybody, but no, it was a lot of fun.
I'm fucking with you, man.
I had a
Did
blast.
wait, Glitch, didn't you come into my chat and say Smokey's 1,000% cheating or something?
Bro, 100%.
Dude, he came in my chat. He was like, "Smokey, 1,000% cheating." Didn't say anything else.
Understand. This is fucking propaganda for the poker. I gotta start it right away while you guys are playing, so you guys just go at it with each other. If one of you loses, then the other person's cheating. You know how that goes.
Always.
So yeah, 100%. Or you got
Dude.
fucking zerged by Omidas' cards or some
Zerged.
shit.
I gotta
You know
post
what
that VOD, but that shit between Smokey and Omidas was so funny. I don't care what Omidas says. He's gonna go on stream later and talk about it, I'm sure. But 100% Smokey was in Omidas' head. This man was dogging him the whole time. Because, Smokey went after Omidas every turn. So Omidas would, like, check or, like, bet, like, the normal hand. And then Omidas would be like, dude, are you serious? And then he would bet higher. Every other hand this was happening. He was just dogging him. And eventually Smokey baited Omidas to go all in when all he had was a high card, and Smokey had like a pair or trips or something like that, and then he still claimed he wasn't in his head. I'm like, dude, if he just made you go all in with a high card, he was in your fucking head, dude.
Absolutely. But see, that's about the community too. What we were talking about, able to organize a poker game between different guilds, different everything, and everybody hanging out, just having a good time.
That's why I like the
That's cool.
podcast too. Based off of like what Glitch was saying earlier too, we can put faces to like the people in the community. Like
I
I've
wish
never
I had a
even
camera.
I talk to Glitch all the time in text, but I've never had like a voice call with him. I didn't even know what he sounded like until now. I honestly was surprised. I didn't
Well-
expect like
Well, let me tell you something.
personality
I
to the
talked to you plenty times in MK and VoIP, but you always ignored me. I felt very abandoned and shit. You know,
dude, I don't know what you're
it
talking
hurt my
about,
fucking
bro.
feelings, bro. But you gave me an axe, so I'll forgive you for that. All right. And that axe came to very good use one time. All right. So Donsky
What
knows
kind of
all
axe?
about it.
What kind of axe was it? Is it steel axe?
I don't
Bone
remember,
tissue?
dude. Dude, you give me a weapon, I don't even read what the fuck it is. I'm like, oh, weapon, swing, and I just fucking, use it. That's it. That's all I do. I don't know, man. I use dude, I'm telling you, I use shit weapons. I'm too lazy to craft. I'm too lazy to know anything about lords. I just want to fight, man. I don't give a fuck. If I get dunked, I get dunked. Who cares? Just how it is.
That reminds me of that R5 mentality. I used to watch his streams where he would just go to GK and it's like him like getting fucking dunked over and over and over again. But he just kept coming back. He didn't give a shit. There was like 3 hours on his like one stream where he was just getting farmed and he just like kept coming back. He's like, oh, I'm gonna get this motherfucker. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like he's got some fucked up mentality. He just kept going back for like 3 hours straight, just straight dying. He would like sometimes get away, jump in the water, come back and hit him with his worn short sword. But it's crazy. I miss his streams. He doesn't stream as much anymore. I think he's streaming on YouTube now, though.
Yeah, thank God, because every time some shit's going down, I can't see what the fuck's going on. So you know what I do? He streams on YouTube. I'm gonna watch it. I remember in the Tinjum tournament, he kept going crim. No, I'm sorry. He kept getting like murder counts, and I told him, "Motherfucker, stop it! I know what you're going through right now, but stop attacking people because then you won't be able to get back into town. I won't be able to see shit. So just chill, okay? Like push people, do whatever the fuck you want, but don't go great. I need to see what's going on here. You know what I'm saying? So
Wait.
yeah, because the thing is that I'm always working. You know this, and on Saturdays I work Saturdays, and Twitch is blocked. So I
Yeah.
gotta watch everything on YouTube. So by the way, any ML2 streamers that stream in YouTube, God bless you. Thank you very much, and continue it so I can watch from there because I can't do that shit on Twitch. So
if you're
thank
a
you.
streamer, you can use Restream and stream to both all the platforms.
Oh
gotta
shit, link me to that, bro, because I need to see what's going on with that.
I think there's only 2. I mean, that I know of. There's R5 and Vicness that stream from YouTube.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but you can stream at the same time to both YouTube and Twitch.
Yeah, but you won't get partnered on Twitch if you're streaming
yeah,
on YouTube.
Twitch doesn't like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
So
Kind of
if-
counterproductive to your progress a little bit.
Yeah, but if you're a YouTube streamer, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, if you're YouTube, you can stream to like 10 platforms. They don't give a fuck. They don't have an exclusivity contract, so that's like the best thing about YouTube over Twitch, that I would say. But YouTube is making some progress in like the compensation to streamers. Like they now have like little like subscribe buttons that like when you go to like someone who's live, you'll see it pop up on your screen and it'll say, "Do you want to join?" And it's like a $5 sub thing. I don't know if they have different tiers like Twitch, but no one really subscribes like tier 2 subs or anything on Twitch anyway. So
Yeah, be a VTuber for that.
yeah, but I mean, you know what's kind of funny now to think about? I think more Henrik is actually partnered on stream, like fully partnered. Like he probably has like tier 3, tier 2 subs. I don't know if he's set them up, but I've never seen anyone like. I wonder if Henrik has any tier 3 subs, like those like sweaties who like spend $30 for like 1 month. I wonder if he has any, like the diehard
Where?
fans.
Yo,
He probably
Henrik,
doesn't
you got
know.
any?
Yeah, he probably doesn't even know. He probably doesn't have his alert set up for it.
That's a missed opportunity.
He's opening Twitch right now to see if he's partnered.
Yup.
Oh shit. Oh damn! I just realized that Assassin's also in chat. I just got caught flirting. Fuck. Damn.
Wait, that was forever ago. What?
I'm catching up, man. What you want me to do?
It's like not even scrolled
I only
down.
have enough brain power to talk to you guys and look at the screen, bro. That's why I remember last podcast. I don't know how the fuck you guys did it, but you guys were playing,
Yeah.
sharing your screen, and I don't know how the fuck you guys did that.
Oh yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you guys could do that.
so
You could
it's-
just share your
Um,
screen and turn on your camera. It's not that hard.
I'm good. I can't have people know where the fuck I'm at right now. I have like 200 gold on me, and I'm in a town with no guards, and it's not GK. Oops.
Dude, I was
not
I'm
the
joking.
next poker
I'm
match.
joking.
I was
I saw a jab over there.
I was leaving Meduli this morning before I turned on my stream, and I was going to Tendrum, and like I had just turned on my stream, and I was like fucking with the music for my intro, and literally died to like wolves and bear in the middle of fucking nowhere in this forest with the 400 gold I won from the poker tournament, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I instantly turned off my stream so I could go find luckily I found my body, but it was like literally in the middle of nowhere, so I was like,
Oh
That's
no,
rough.
dude, that's you see one thing I do value in this game because everybody's got different goals. Like some people give a shit about, like, for an example, some people care about TC, some people care about, I don't know what else, you know. I'm in a minority in Legion. I obviously that's my team, so I'm going to support them in TC, but I don't give a fuck about TC. I just like banditry. I like getting gold from people. You know what I'm saying? Just,
You're a
you
goddamn
know,
raccoon.
yeah.
Horizon said Glitch looks normal, sad face.
Yeah.
Oh.
What was he expecting? Like a mutant or some shit?
I was expecting a raccoon.
Yeah,
Oh,
true.
he was
Yeah,
expecting.
me
Oh, he was
too.
expecting
Yeah.
a raccoon. Oh, yeah. I was
He-
actually thinking about it. I was trying to see if there was, like, you know, those face
A
changing
face
things.
changer as a
Yeah, yeah.
raccoon.
I was, yeah.
All you need is go get some black face paint and
You just
pull
doing
like
it to the
a
Little
bandit
channel
mask.
on Twitch.
Like a raccoon.
Yeah. That would have been too RP though, to be honest, and I can't do that. It's just too corny for me. I'm too old for that shit.
Oh, Zedko, thank you for the follow, man, and thank you, Labo Swiss too.
But yeah, man. So I'm very lit about Tintrum sewers, and I'm just gonna say, if you really
yeah.
fucking hate Glitch, you can find him there.
Dude,
Down the
Okay,
sewers.
just
it's
saying.
definitely like a rat zone for sure.
Yeah.
There's like a part in there, you'll find it eventually. There's like a drop off, like you're coming down the tunnels and there's just a drop off where you could jump down. If you're in heavy armor, you're obviously gonna take more damage, but you could survive it or whatever. But as soon as you drop down on the right hand side, there's a hole in the wall. You could literally jump through the hole to get to the other side. I guarantee you people are gonna be jumping through that hole, getting away from people. It's so ratty down there, dude. It's so fun.
What's even armor? I'm gonna be there naked with a fucking bone and mosh spear. You know, like that's exactly what I'm going to do. It's my thing.
And
It's gonna
combat jump.
be fun. You're gonna have people like living down there just murdering people. It's so big. Like, yeah.
I can't wait, bro. Oh, I'm so lit about it. I
Yeah.
haven't even logged into the game to even try any of this shit.
Tindrum
But
needed it.
I can't wait, dude. Like, honestly, I know the big thing right now is middle dungeons, but
They're both
I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck. I really
I
don't,
don't
dude.
I don't know if people are gonna be like dead set on Minnow Dungeon because I don't think it gives any valuable resources like spider caves and stuff do. As far as I can tell, it's mostly
Yeah.
just gold.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
So
Well, you know what? I was thinking a lot about this. I know that there is a lot of debate about different play styles. For example, foot fighters and mounted and all that stuff. And you know, I've adapted. You know, I'm mainly foot fighter, but I put some MA into my build just to be so I can kill horses and then finish people off on foot. You know, I just adapted, which I understand some people don't like to do it, and it's fine because it's a sandbox. You have every right to play however the fuck you want to play. The reason why I'm also very lit about sewers and why like my brain just like ticked. I've been in GK for about 2.5 weeks now,
Mhm.
and man, I'm in love with just not being a horse again. Even though I'm not going to change anything, but one thing is that for foot fighters, I understand now why a lot of them just chill in GK and Kranesh. You know, it is, you know, and of course they go to Fab because it is foot fighter friendly. I honestly think that I understand you don't want to be out in the plains, you don't want to be on a horse, if you don't want to adapt, I get it. But there should be more opportunities for in city criminals to go to sewers and shit like that. Like they should add that more stuff like that in, like, for example, like MK and stuff. Like I wonder if the sewers are going to extend from Tindrum over to Fabrinum and shit like that, because you know,
well,
yeah, that's gonna be dope, man. Because honestly, like, it's gonna be really good for foot fighters. You know, I understand. Again, I'm pro everything. You know, except pets. I fucking hate
Can
pets.
I
But anyways,
Yeah,
can I
fuck pets.
can I piggyback on that, Glitch?
yeah,
Mhm.
go for it. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but one of my uh, other guild leaders, Runel'Jad Majunda, the horse seller of Bhakti. One of the he had brought that up at some point. He had mentioned how interesting it would be if we all remember the slums in Tindrum, and there weren't any guards. You'd find thieves there, crims, murderers, things like that, and it would be interesting, like you just said, if there was somehow an area of virtually every town that sort of facilitated that kind of thing where criminals could go, where it's more foot fighter friendly. It's sort of functionally done with graveyards in a way. It's where you see a lot of new players getting ganked and things
oh
like
yeah.
that. But it would be, but the game doesn't really it doesn't explicitly say to a guy who just played and he's been playing for 20 minutes that, okay, when you go out to the graveyard to farm walkers, because that's what you're supposed to do as a noob, there's nothing in the game that tells you, well, this is also where miscreants are going to come gank you. This is also
Yeah.
where, whoever is going to come grief you and kill your horse that just took you 2 hours to get. And all your shit's gone now. So it'd be interesting if there was like a shady part of each town with a sign that says like, enter at your peril or something like that.
Yeah.
That could be rewarding also. Maybe there's, chests in there that you could loot or something like that. But, something like that. A slums for each town, maybe something like that.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I
really
agree.
is.
I agree.
Back with
100%.
what Glitch was saying, actually before that, I don't know how in depth with the lore you guys are, but the Mage Tower is an Ogmir structure. That's why it has the
Yeah.
faces on it or whatever. It actually connects. It's supposed to connect to Minotaur Dungeon underground, because Minotaur Dungeon is actually the entrance to, I think it's Molbarog or something. It's the capital of the Ogmir faction. And that's actually all supposed to be in the game at some point. So there actually will be underground tunnels, like Henrik has said, or mentioned it at least, that there will be underground tunnels that go from like the east side to the west side. And even the top of the Tendrum capital, the emissaries would go up there and meet with the Ogmir diplomats, and there was like a spot at the top of the statues that they would meet. So even Tendrum was connected underground through the mountains to the Ogmir capital. Like they go all over, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So eventually, it's been mentioned that we will see like tunnel systems that are like maps spanning, at least in the north. I don't know
Yeah.
anywhere else, but
I wish they would have an underground Ogmir city. That'd be awesome.
yeah, it would definitely. I mean, we already got kind of like that Shiver Cave, right? They could definitely like expand on that and
Yeah.
The
have some
Shiver
interesting.
Cave.
Yeah. I mean, I say this because, for example, I understand both sides of every argument. I understand that's, everybody calls it mounted online. I understand that I mean, I've been able to counter mounted, and I'm a shit player. You know what I'm saying? Longbow, fuck up a horse, whatever the case is. I understand where there's a counter. Like it's a little bit harder to counter a mounted on foot. You know what I'm saying? I totally understand that. Um, and a lot of people want foot fighters to counter a lot of things, everything basically, in some sense. But if you add a challenge I mean, if you add a little bit more mechanics, 'cause there will be there earthquake,
Yeah.
dismounting, there's going to be the knockback, all that shit. A lot of things I don't really know right at the moment, so I'm talking somewhat out of my ass. But if it's not impossible for a foot fighter to dismount a mounted, that'd be awesome. But if there's people that don't want to be mounted and go out into the world to get PvP, it's okay too. Why don't we have things underground as well? I understand that people that want TC, those guys are going to want to be mounted. And there's a lot of guilds out there that don't give a shit about TC. If I'm not mistaken, T-Zone, correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys are a Merc Guild. You will be helping for a price, helping take a keep or something like that, which you could still do that as foot fighters, if I'm not mistaken, once you get to the keep, because the keep is going to need a mix between mounted and foot fighters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you just have content that applies to everybody, it's fine. I think balancing this a game like this will be very challenging. And I think everybody should just be a little bit more patient about it. But really, I just think that in the meantime, at least add content for people so that they don't get bored and play games like fucking New World. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think New World's kind of inevitable. There's so much like marketing behind it and stuff. Everyone's going to try it. I don't think the Mortal community really fits into New World. It's extremely repetitive, like the grinding and stuff and leveling. So I mean, that's for some people, but like Mortal isn't like that. Like there's no quest in Mortal, so don't like you're really not going to get the same type of audience like that likes
Well,
both
Can
Yeah, I
I,
agree.
for
I
the most
agree.
part.
The people
say something
still
about
playing it. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was. It's interesting you bring that up because I wanted to sort of touch on something. I guess it's a little bit of a gear shift, not so much because it pertains to keeping people in the game and playing Mortal, because that's logging in is the objective, right? And getting subs. So I wanted to comment on something. Another thing Henrik said in chat earlier. Let me see if I can find it again. He said, I mean, the core mechanics need to support it. Like World of Warcraft, New World, you grind for months for an OP item and you use it. And it stays forever, right? Like Thunder Fury. Nobody can ever take it from you. In Mortal, players make the gear and content without too much effort. It's pretty easy. You can go out and kill pigs, you can make a spear, you can just do your thing. It's easy to adapt and learn the benefit and excitement you get from our rules. And that's true. And then I kind of wanted to talk about, because, Putzen, you mentioned there are no quests. But on the roadmap, there are now tasks. And I wanted to sort of explore that, maybe get some insight from Henrik, because if we're thinking about, the difference between these games, not to get too academic, but I'm looking in my organizational behavior book, and there's a model for motivation processes. And it starts with unsatisfied needs. So you have a need, and then there's a series of steps, and then the end is a reduction in tension. So you attain whatever goal, whatever thing has been motivating you, and then there's a reduction. Okay, so you get Thunder Fury and WoW, and then you think, okay, WoW, Thunder Fury's in my bank. I have it forever. It'll never go away. What's next? And that's sort of the conundrum that those games face. What's next? What additional content can we release? And that's why you see so much varied content in those games, with the Pokemon, with the PvP, with the world PvP, with raiding, group fights, all these different things. And in Mortal, I feel like our focal point is geared more toward repeatable content. You can never have enough Ironfur. You can never have enough Chronite. These are things that you constantly always have to go out and get and repeat. And so when it comes to tasks or quests, I'm wondering if they can sort of facilitate a system that encourages a foot fighter to go down into the slums to do something that an MA can't do, or another task for an MA to do something like bring something from Toxai to Meduli. Foot fighter's not going to be interested in that. But these sort of, not these like long epic quests that make you the focal point of the game. You're the savior of Knave, nothing like that, but something that sort of guides players to content. Like for myself, a lot of the time I'll just sit outside the bank in Bhakti and I'll wait for either the village or a guild member to say, "Oh, there's a murderer in the graveyard," or there's a couple grays around, and then, okay, there's my content. Then I'll go and I'll fight them or something like that. Other than that, I'm just sitting around making potions, and I think tasks, or these sort of guided missions, might help new players in particular, sort of teach them how to play the game, what to do. Okay, so go and get some. It's not just go and kill 4 wolves, but it's bring me some quality leather, something like that. And then he might say, oh, you can get quality leather from bears or wolves, something like that. But I was thinking about that. Wanted to know what you guys thought about it as sort of repeatable content that keeps you engaged, keeps you interested, gives you a little bit of structure in what to do, and whether or not you guys think that would be helpful to the game, and whether or not Henrik believes that that'll be helpful, because it doesn't matter what we believe as much as what they believe could be implemented to help the game, because that's the whole purpose, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy that they're going to add the tasks on PC. It was kind of needed for because new players, there's lots of stuff to do. They just don't know what there is to do, and it helps tell them what they can do.
And it also gets more people engaged, because if they have, like you said, go over to Toxai and bring something to Meduli, they would actually have to ask somebody in the community, stuff like that. Hey, would you be able to
Yeah.
give me directions here? Give me direction. You know what I mean? So, because there's no map, obviously. So it'll get more interaction too between people if it's stuff like that, where it's
Yeah.
not just a blip on a map that you have to run to and it'll tell you, 300 meters to your target,
I would like
Right.
some lore NPCs, something like, hey, Fabinum is that direction this many minutes away.
Oh yeah, if you give a general direction, that is. I think Henrik was saying something like that with the journal that's coming out, where when you go to a place, like say Tindrum, it'll automatically like go into your journals, say a little bit of lore of Tindrum, tell you what city you're in, stuff like that.
That'd be
That's
That
cool.
dope.
should be pretty cool.
That's
Yeah,
really dope.
that'd be very helpful for new players, especially if you find lore NPCs and they add to your journal.
Yeah, that's what Henrik was saying. When the journals come, that's what's going to happen. It'll, like I said, anywhere you go, if you go to the Minotaur dungeon, it'll update, and give you go to the Minotaur page and it'll give you information of what it is, a little bit of lore about it, stuff like that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's awesome. Go ahead, Glitch.
No,
I
it's
spoke.
it's fine, man. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I actually everything you said, Housey, I actually think it's a good idea. As long as you know what I actually think is going to be built off of it is titles. Now I say this also because in this game, it's one of the most valuable things in this game, or invaluable, whatever you want to consider it, is the player's reputation, right? So titles is a good step on that. I mean, of course, there's ways to cheese it, but I think that's a good start in terms of having some what they call gamification within ML2. And honestly, like, okay, I don't want to say that this is what I want, but every other MMO, you play like fucking Final Fantasy 14. Everybody's a fucking hero apparently.
Yep.
All 23 million of you are the
Right.
chosen one apparently.
Yep.
And yet these motherfuckers are making you get 5 apples from the fucking vine bar. Listen, motherfucker, I'm a hero. You get your
Chosen
fucking
apples.
apples. Exactly. You get those fucking things yourselves, bro. I'm a hero. But in ML2, nobody's a hero. You know what I'm saying? We're all mortals, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think they if they're gonna do something like that, just keep in mind that we don't want quests where we got to go fetch shit.
Yeah.
Let
No.
us do something that's player driven. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not gonna mention it. I don't know too much about it, but I heard that when you PvP in New World, you actually like level up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you have PvP quests or okay, some PvE ones as well, but like for example, getting the egg from the Spider Queen to get the Ranger book, it's great, but for the most part it's one and done. You know what I'm saying? It generates PvP, but once a bunch of people have the Ranger book, nobody's going to give a shit about wanting to get it at some point. It's got to be something more than that.
That's the reduction in tension part. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Once you get it, you're no longer motivated to do so, right? But every
Yeah,
time you kill the queen, you get iron silk. So that's something that we want to repeat, but you don't
boom.
necessarily need to repeat the ranger egg thing. Um, so that's I think a big cornerstone for the gameplay in this game. Maybe quests to get armor sets or something like that. I don't know. Maybe you turn it into an egg and you get 20 ranger sets instead of the ability to craft them. I know that's like super convoluted and doesn't seem balanced at all, but along those lines is kind of what I'm going at. And you mentioned like the titles and things like that. And another thing I learned in my book for school is the value in intrinsic versus extrinsic rewards. So a title, I've got the Alchemist HouseyPooh, which Hendrik, if you're listening, it should be HouseyPooh the Alchemist, but that's neither here nor there. But that's something that's intrinsically valuable to me. I like being identified like that. I like
Yep.
when people know that I'm the leader of Draco. That's something that I put a lot of effort into.
So fuck on
And
Midas, correct?
I that was I think I was more that was more impressive to me than I think anything. So um but and then there's extrinsic. Okay, so getting the ranger book, getting a new spear, getting gold, things like that. And the difference in these motivations is that intrinsic is more sustainable for a longer period of time. You can only use so many extrinsic rewards before it becomes devalued, and you're basically just grinding to get those extrinsic value, the rewards. So the intrinsic value, the reputations we're making, the relationships we're forming with everybody else, the social mechanics, the fact that the economy is player driven, this is all an intrinsic thing. There's tons of players in Bhakti who don't PvP at all, but they're known for being crafters. Or Momo from Southern Cross always has rocks to sell, always, and that was learned over time. So the intrinsic versus the extrinsic, I think, needs to be I would advocate for it being explored a little bit more, by SV development to focus on the intrinsic value of things. And if they do implement tasks and I mean, they could effectively implement anything they want as long as they kept true to the social player driven aspect of things. Like Percival, you said, no quests with a dot over your head that's guiding you to a point. That's not the game we want. That's not
No,
that wouldn't I don't think that would help Mortal.
it definitely
Yeah, I
wouldn't.
would not.
Yeah, I think it would be more harmful than good. But
Yeah.
in effect, we're limitless in the things we could implement as long as they stay sort of true to the heart of the player driven aspect of like intrinsic worth. So
Yeah, it does make a lot of sense actually. Yeah, I mean, there's just so many ways to do it. I mean, I know that Hendrik talked about a bounty system, and my only concern with a bounty system is like, how are you gonna? I don't know. It's there's ways to cheese it. For example, somebody's in the bounty, then you could just get your homeboy to kill you, and you get the gold. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's certain things that can be cheesed, so they gotta just be very careful with it. Like, okay, I know I don't know too much about game development in terms of engines and how things work, but for example, Star Citizen has a very dynamic system where, for an example, if there's a lot of pirate shit going on, security is going to be a lot more tighter, right? And I'm sorry, people start giving you more missions to go kill this bounty player out there. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of ways to do this, but unfortunately, right now, Star Citizen is like fucking GTA Online. It's not even an MMO. There's so many ways to cheese this kind of thing. However, if they can do it right, that's a good way to be able to earn things in the game with some form of like, I don't know, some kind of quest line in some sense, but to be more dynamic and player driven once again.
You know what? Yeah, that's a very interesting idea. Very specific to this patch because I don't know if you guys have heard, but now when guards aggro to you in a town, when you're gray, you lose rep.
Yep.
So if you were to combine that with, let's say there's a miscreant in Fabridom, and this is just someone that everybody knows is like a griefer, right? Like they like to kill horses and stuff every once in a while. So let's say a miscreant loses 5 rep, like in Fabridom, like in a short span of time, like let's say like a day or two, like they lose 5 rep. It would be cool if there was like a bounty person, like an NPC, that's like, okay, this guy's lost 5 rep. Here's 20 gold if you can bring me his head. And this is something that like they can't really abuse because he's losing rep. This is something he has to go physically do in game to fix it. So he can't really just spam it to make all this gold because it's going to cost him gold. I mean, maybe not that much gold, but like what I'm saying, just giving him a reward for this person who's lost all this rep because like you're starting to piss off the local law enforcement or whatever, and now like they want to see his head, and here's a reward for that.
Yeah, with PlanetSide 2, they had a bounty system that got heavily abused because players would just spend money to bounty themselves to get special tiles and stuff. So I eventually just took that away and said, if you start getting kill streaks, then you start getting bounties.
Well, like I said, now that if you even go gray or criminal, the guards aggro to you, you're going to lose rep. So it's not like you're getting money for free. You're losing this to get this. So I think it's a bit more balanced since this patch. Before, I would have said no way, because obviously it's going to get abused all fucking hell. But now that you lose rep just for going crim, it could probably work.
The only other option is just to make whoever put the bounty on you pay more than what the bounty's worth. So you have like a gold sink. They lose money by putting the bounty.
You know,
Wait.
I have a lot of mixed opinions about this losing rep thing with guards. Like it's very mixed. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it because the thing is, in one end, it kind of fucks up it fucks up PvP a little bit to one end, but at the same time, like let's say you're a new player and you're trying to do certain things in town and you're just getting fucking killed in town. You're getting fucking mage bombed or something. Like, okay, so this is a very unpopular opinion, and I might get fucking pitchforked for it, but I think griefers should have their gameplay style. However, it shouldn't be to the fucking point where someone just straight up can't ever play. You know what I'm saying? But it does generate content. It does generate player conflict a lot of times. Nobody likes fucking like horse killing griefers and stuff like that. So now you got a new enemy and you got PvP content. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that that's not my gameplay style. It's not what I like to do. But basically, I don't know. Like, how do you like if you're gonna have a griefer in town, right? You should. This game is all about using your brain. What do you do not to get your horse killed? Stable the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Do things to avoid that, but also the militia of that town, that should be their content to be able to rid these griefers. However, it's fucking hard because you can't kill a blue griefer in town because guards are going to kill you too, and they're going to use the guards against you. So I don't know, man. I'm very mixed and I don't have an answer to it. And as much as griefing is not my gameplay style, they should have, something to do, or maybe this will be a good thing because now griefers will do more than just kill horses in town. Maybe this just forces them to actually go outside of town, learn how to fucking fight, and actually play the game. But
Well,
again, I don't know.
let
I'm
me
mixed about it.
let me ask you a simple question to counter your argument. Why is there any reason to go gray inside town besides if you're griefing?
Um, well, funny story. Back when I was in Integrity, there was a guy that killed one of my boys in Vada. And they put me in the Discord. They're like, "Oh shit, this guy fucking killed me, whatever." And me and Fortify just so happened to be in Meduli around the time, and we saw him roll in with the horse, and we're like, "Hmm." So we're like, "All right, well, this is the guy that killed this guy, so why don't we fucking gank him in town?" And we did, but it was a plan of like three different people. So they were they're actually crafting armor, which made everything even more beautiful. I'm a Vila, so oh no, actually it was this is back when Vilas were like so a little bit slower. So I had to kill the guy in town, loot him. I had Fortify, which is an Ogmere, loot my bag, crack pipe his way out of Meduli, survive, and now we got our revenge. Shit like that. So
Well,
it's like counter griefing, in other words.
from what I see, Starvolt had two options, right? They could either give murder counts for pets, or they could go the route that they went, and that's going gray in town will and give you rep loss. Honestly, I think it's the better of the two evils because how fucking annoying would it be if you're out in the middle of fucking nowhere, you kill a guy on his horse, and you get two murder counts instead of one?
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. I overlooked that. Like I said, this is
I
not
mean,
this is not
this
something that
patch,
this is
this
not something
update.
I don't like
Go.
promote. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but
No,
I
you're
just want to
good.
get this one point across real quick. I'm not pro griefing, all right? Let's just get that out the way. And this is why I'm saying I'm mixed about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like everybody should still stay in the game one way or another. All right, you have the floor. I'm sorry about
No,
that.
I was just gonna say this. It's very clear to me, at least it's pretty obvious to me that this change was only implemented because of pet killing in town.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
it.
think
Seems
any other
so.
reason
Yeah,
they would
seems so.
add that, and it's literally so
Yeah.
people stop killing pets in town.
Oh, and
Yeah.
bank
Mm.
earthquaking.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
earthquake and bank.
And you were talking about, I don't
Yeah.
remember exactly what you said now, but in your speech you were talking about people like mage banging you, like there's something to stop that. Well, this clearly stops that right off the bat. So
Well,
when you go
stop.
gray, you get it'll stop it because people can only do it so much, and then they have to go farm. It's not
Yeah,
gonna be
they
worth it.
already farmed rep.
Yeah, you just.
Yeah.
That's the consequence.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I've seen
Yeah.
on all these griefers actually go to risers a lot already.
Yeah.
they go to risers a
That's
lot
the
already,
cost.
but they're gonna be going a lot more now for
They're
sure.
gonna be yeah. Yeah,
And
it's
more
because-
of a risk of them getting killed out there. You know what I mean?
So
Okay.
So how it works, when you flag, you go gray, you get a rep loss immediately. If you die and you resurrect, even as a criminal, and you're spotted by a guard, that 5-minute cooldown timer you're supposed to have actually resets when you die. So you could actually get another rep loss. So there's no way these people are gonna be able to do it the amount they've been doing it with as much as they've been farming rep. If they farm more
Okay.
rep, they'll be able to do it more often, obviously, but this is going to seriously impact their gameplay. Like, it's not
Yeah.
like a light change.
I can see issues for the new players because you know how like all the new players went gray by accident, like in stress tests, right?
Oh, the
Yeah,
poison bags where you go and try
And-
to pick something up and they're fucked.
and when you're a new
Yeah.
player, you only have like 5 rep.
Yep.
Yeah, they definitely got to fix that. I mean, that was always a
Yeah.
problem, though.
I think this is just hopefully it's a temporary fix until they can figure out just making pet killings in town cost rep. Because it might be hard to like say only in town pets should cost rep. This is something that only applies to towns.
Well, I'm not a coder, but is there any way to tie it to the same sort of system that determines your logout time? So when you're in town, you log out in 10 seconds. When you're not in town, you log out in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
From a development perspective, is there a way to tie it to that? Because in your scenario, puts in about, killing somebody and their horse out in the world, defending yourself. Should that be punitive? Should you get murder counts? Should you go gray or anything? Or is that the gameplay we want to facilitate? And I think it is. So I think punishing that sort of gameplay can be harmful in the long term. McStevens in chat says griefers are people who don't care about the game or its community. They don't belong in the game. And so to that extent, it's tricky, because do we want to just build a wall around people that are playing the game? I'm not sure. I think it's important to identify in the behavior science literature. It's important to identify the function, what's maintaining the behavior. So a guild that has been mentioned, like miscreants killing horses, what is the intention there? Is the intention to play their style of gameplay and extract their joy from mortal, or are they genuinely trying to destroy the game and rid the community of being able to
Well,
log in?
Guts tries to destroy the game for sure, but Miscreants
Yeah.
doesn't really target Guts. Gutter Snipes. Like
Gutter Snipes. Yeah.
What Miscreants came from Gutter Snipes, like Darmarkle was
Right.
in them, but
Well,
Miscreants don't try to target new players.
Okay, and so that's, I guess,
Well,
that's
there's a
our
big
opinion, I suppose.
Well, oops, sorry.
I mean,
Yeah,
a lot of
I
this is
just,
opinion based, but yeah.
yeah, I mean, but it would be good to know if, like, they are functionally trying to destroy the game, because if
Well-
that's the case, it's no different than them making a Facebook smear campaign saying that the developers of MO are racist or something. Like, that's
Yeah.
that's trying to destroy the game. So in
Well,
that context, yeah, they should be
But
removed.
you also have
but-
like My Nightmare and Miscreants. They target guilds that they usually don't like and
No.
that they think are bad for the game.
Nah, Tzone.
Who?
My nightmare is, don't even try to defend those guys. Like, let's get real with that.
Which guys?
My
Xeno
nightmare,
Paka guy?
Yeah,
I don't
where
know them.
I posted videos. They try to exploit to do that. Xenopaka finds little like walls to like glitch into, and then he'll kill horses. He just the other day he killed a random person's horse and a Mir Viking's horse for no goddamn reason. So it's not
Okay.
because they just don't like Kodo. They're just
Right.
jackasses in general. That's what I think. That's what Kroger or McStevens is saying. Is like you have people that if you leave town, like my little thief friend Glitch over there, that'll rob you and everything else. That's obviously
What?
I expect that
Me?
when I leave town. If you're a new player and you're just trying to crush up some Granum and some dickhead comes and kills your horse for literally no reason, like there's no logistical reason. It's not like you're gonna go and zerg them outside or anything. That's a big difference to me between actually, RPKing and griefing. Griefing, I
So,
think, is
yeah.
just honest to God nonsense. You're just killing horses for the joy of it, or pets, or whatever for the joy
So
of it.
the thing is, you can still grief. I think the point is, and Henrik has said this, that blue towns or towns with guards are supposed to be somewhat safe. You can still kill people in town. It's still possible. It's not like they turned off PvP toggle.
Yeah,
You can still keep them, but there's a heavy penalty, and that's supposed to be the point. There's got to be somewhere that's relatively safe for a large population, not the population we have now, but a population that is coming to re-gear and prepare themselves for an adventure when they leave town. You can still be
Exactly.
griefed outside of town, although I don't know if most people would classify it as griefing at that point. But there are still ways to PvP and do what people enjoy, like killing horses or killing players or whatever. But the towns are supposed to be safe zones for the most part. You can still attack people, sure, but there's a heavy cost at doing so. And I think that is good game design for a healthy population. Maybe it's not as fun. I'm sorry. Get over it. You'll kill them when they leave town. It's that simple.
Yeah,
I don't know what
yeah.
else to tell you.
You know what? Actually, yeah. So you both bring up a lot of good points, and yeah, I guess I am on board with that shit because the thing is that like, okay, I guess griefing is a whole different scenario in my head than what everybody's saying. If you're just griefing somebody to fucking like just to piss them off and have them log out, I get that. If you're using exploits, that's a big fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I don't that shit I don't agree with, right? If you do it within the game mechanics, like you snipe somebody from outside of the town and
That's
you fucking
fine.
kill them,
Yeah.
yeah, I 100, yeah, I'm with you 100%. Um, now, so okay, if it helps the population in the long run, and yet these guys are still able to bounce back to do it again in town later on, fine. You know what I'm saying? I get that, because the thing is that they're gonna suffer consequences. Still gonna have to farm that rep, and in the future, there's gonna be more ways to farm rep. Also, it's not just gonna be risers anymore.
Hmm.
So, I get that, but I just say that because, like, I'm not fucking pro grief, but at the same time, I just the player conflict that stirs is also kind of good for the game. Once again, I'm not pro grief, but the
Yeah.
conflict that it produces helps the lore of the game. You feel me?
Every good story needs a good antagonist.
Yep.
There needs
Yeah.
to be bad guys, and I'm
Yeah.
I'm reading a lot in chat, and Pat Wins and McStevens, you're making really good points, and I don't think I'm even playing devil's advocate and saying that lines need to be distinguished between griefing and RPKing, but for example, Draco, a lot of our obligation, responsibility, whatever in Bhakti has been combating griefers, combating RPKers, and there seems to be gray lines between them. Miscreants, for example, was here for a while after stress tests, after Draco had seen some relative growth, success in growth. They came here and they did their typical miscreant stuff. They'd be naked with a few pyrite on them. They'd earthquake stuff. They'd kill horses. They would lose nothing by it. There would be no consequences. They would just do it over and over, laugh in your face if they killed a horse. But there have been other groups that have come by that have been RPKer, um, like Omerta. Recently, a guild named Jasper Moglot, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, who will RPK, and like Glitch is saying, I think it's good for content. I mean,
It
that
is.
gives Draco a reason. That's why I sit at the bank AFK when I'm doing homework, just waiting for the call, and then I'll go out and I'll experience some gameplay, and it's fun for me. The issue is when they're it's called an extinction burst. It's basically a tantrum in a child when they're not getting their PvP. When they're outside, nobody's coming to fight them. They start to get grumpy, and then they'll kill a horse. They'll kill a horse at the extractor, or they'll come in and they'll kill your horse to let you know we're here. Come fight us, something like that. And that's where it becomes problematic, because they just killed the horse of a guy that's played for an hour and he just uninstalled because this game's shit. And so that's the issue with like griefing. Do you know what I mean? But the what I'm more interested in, Glitch, you mentioned, consequences have to happen. There have to be consequences, and in the literature, we've got rewards and we've got punishment. There are punitive consequences and there are reinforcing consequences. And one increases behavior, the other decreases behavior. This new patch with the losing standing for going gray, that's a punitive consequence. There's nothing good about that. You're just going to lose
Yeah.
standing, and you're going to have to suffer a cost. You're going to have to go farm rep or something like that.
Mhm.
What I'm more interested in, and I guess encouraging SV to sort of explore and really hone into, is the way that they can positively encourage certain behavior. That's what tasks do. They give you a reinforcement. They say, this is the behavior we want. We want you to go out and kill wolves and get guard fur and make some armor. That's the kind of stuff we want. We also want PvP. So there could totally be PvP, RPK tasks in there, but I guarantee you, if the taskmaster comes out, there's not going to be a task that says kill 5 horses in town and you'll get 6 gold.
Yeah.
That's not the behavior we want to facilitate in the game. And I think that the best way to reduce the unwanted behavior is to encourage and reward the behavior we want, rather than punishing the behavior we don't want. Although we're still
I don't
Yessi
know.
griefers and we still need to make walls.
Yeah.
We still need consequences for the undesirable behavior. But I think if they focus on more creative, innovative ways to really reward us players for doing the behavior they want to see in the game. I think that's a better funnel and a better. I think it broadens the door. It widens the door for players to come in, learn how to play the game, what's expected of you in the game, and sort of how to get your feet on the ground. Because that's kind of the thing about Mortal, right? If you get in and you get griefed within 2 hours, you're gone. But if you can make it past that barrier, then you're like a lifer. You're here forever, pretty much. And I think that's what happened to all of us, maybe. So that's my thought, is to reward the good behavior in more creative ways than punishing the bad behavior. Something along those lines, if that makes sense.
I agree. And it's definitely not going to be an easy answer. Like this game, as I mentioned before, it's gonna be hard to balance. But I say give it time. They're learning what's gonna work and what's not gonna work when it comes to what's happening in beta. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these things are being tested and subject to change as well. And yeah, I guess I'm on board now, and I guess I do support it. The only other issue is, what about outside of griefing? What about if you're just outside of a
Waiting.
town and you're supporting guard zone PvPing? You know what
Yeah.
I'm
I
saying?
hate that shit.
Because
Yeah,
also
that's
you can.
What do you
can
mean
lure guards
specifically?
out.
So for an example, you ride into Meduli and you're trying to pick a fight, but you haven't even killed anybody. You go great and a guard kills you. Then you lose rep, and then it's like it just gets harder to. I know that's not going to matter later on because you're gonna have TC. Some people are gonna
keep
have keeps.
shit,
Yeah, exactly. And I know there's red towns. I understand. I get all this, but it's just questionable at that point. Like, does that support guard zone PvP, or does it take away from it?
I don't think it does at all. I don't think it
Yeah.
supports it.
No, it
Yeah,
doesn't.
because both sides aren't gonna want to get guard aggro, So if you actually want to fight, you gotta be a good, ways away.
Yeah. I think it actually helps get rid of guard zone PvP
Yeah.
completely.
Well, it
Even
gets rid of PvP. It's the only real PvP you're going to find is guard zone PvP right now.
yeah, I mean, we're not talking about right now. We're looking in the future, right? Because all these
Yeah.
mechanics are for the future, and we're still
Exactly.
missing mechanics. Like we're missing the whole faction system, which I don't really know how that's gonna work. But kind of what HouseyPooh was saying for the task, it would be cool if in the future if you could like align yourself with a faction. Like let's say you live in Vada, obviously you're gonna want to align with the Curite faction. It'd be cool if there's like bonuses to allying with the faction. One might be like you have an increase chance to get rep with that specific faction when you are farming rep, because obviously that's the rep that matters to you the most, is where you live. And then a task could be like, hey, kill someone who's aligned with the Curite faction if you're from Tendrum, or like the Tendrum provinces. That would be an easy task for PvP, because now you have to go find someone or go to Vada or Bhakti or whatever, these places where people are more inclined to be allied up or factioned up with these factions, and that would be an easy task. I don't know.
And
Okay.
it's kind of what's encouraged right now, right? Like if we're gonna PvP, we don't roam very often, but if we're going to, we're gonna want to kill people that aren't gonna dump our rep with Curite towns. So it's just the game doesn't guide you that way. That's just something you kind of had to figure out on your own, I suppose. But yeah, if a task sort of taught you that, that's the sort of facilitation I'm talking about. Yeah.
And also with the faction system, it's good for the players that don't really want to join a guild. It'll still give them some sort of purpose, to fight for the Tinjarmic Empire or, stuff like that.
Well, Valorant said,
Right.
what's the top 2 friends, different factions farming those tasks? I mean, there's lots of ways. You could, one, put it on cooldown, like only so many tasks per day. 2, you could not have it be the same person, which would be another way. Like it's a unique ID. Like you kill that person once, sure, you get it for that one task, or maybe you need 5 kills, you got 1 out of 5, but you still have to kill 4 other people.
Yes.
There's different ways to get around it, you know what I mean? So it's not.
With
Can
task,
I?
you go ahead first.
I was just gonna say I was gonna comment on that in a second, but if if myself and Majunda want to spend all day just killing each other, who's that hurting? I mean, if that's the way we want to spend time, it seems like wasted for me. But it doesn't. Yeah, if you put a cooldown on it, or maybe mitigated it, or maybe it doesn't work if they're gilded or something like that. you know, it seems like a workaround that's gonna waste more time than be actually beneficial. I suppose maybe.
So I'm gonna talk about the guard situation a little bit, then go into tasks. One issue that I can foresee is people pulling guards, because what happens is that you can pull a guard, you'll stand near other great players, and then the guard will aggro to them.
Hello, motherfucker.
So two players are dueling outside town. Someone can lure a guard to them, get them to lose reps.
How do you lure a guard to them?
You go gray, the guard chases you, and then it aggros onto whoever is the next great
Hello,
person in their
motherfucker.
vicinity.
I mean, that's fine
Oh.
because they just lost rep, right?
Yeah, they lost rep, but 2 other players lost rep.
I mean, that's why you're dueling your town with this system. I don't understand. It's kind of your own fault. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like they already lost something just by trying to grief these players. It's kind of what more can you do?
Right. And that was the issue with Miscreants, is that they weren't losing anything, right? They would lose a couple pyrite and a few.
Hello, motherfucker.
Well,
sulfur
before they
or something.
fixed the murder counts, they would literally kill people and immediately log off. Like, it was in their comms in one of their videos. Like, you could hear them, all right, log off, guys. And then someone was like,
Hello,
okay,
motherfucker.
I didn't get a murder count. I'm good. You know, it's just like, okay, well,
Pinnacle
one, you're
of
dumb
gameplay.
for releasing your strategy on how to avoid murder counts. But I think that got fixed. Someone said a while ago that got fixed. So
I hope it
But-
got fixed.
That's more of an issue with the guard leashing than the actual.
Hello,
murder count.
Yeah, the dual
motherfucker.
command. Valorant.
Wait,
just
how-
said.
If
wait,
they
how
have
is that-
duels,
wait, how's that
Because-
guard leashing? What do you mean?
because the guard have you can pull it to another person, and the leash will reset to whoever they went gray on. So if there's a person gray
Hello,
outside, lead
motherfucker.
a guard to them, they'll aggro them, and then they'll chase them farther than what they normally would leash to. Because you
Oh,
can
you're
pull like
okay.
yeah, you can just like chain guards all the way to like a graveyard.
Hello, motherfucker.
Anybody know
Yeah.
what this black opal is? It's
But-
if you look at your spell book for where is it? For earthquake, now it says you need small rough black opal. I can't find that shit.
That's pretty cool.
For earthquake?
For earthquake, yeah. If you go look at
The fuck?
earthquake, you need a black
Hello,
opal.
motherfucker.
Just like you know how they have the white ones. Now it says you need a black fucking opal.
I guess that's another way to. I guess it's another way to nerf bank earthquaking.
Yeah.
That's
If it's hard to
that's a
get.
good idea, yeah.
No.
Yeah, you might have to mine it.
Go
or
out of
some
town,
shit.
maybe. I don't know. Fuck.
Oh yeah, that might be like a rare resource of mine. That's actually fucking dumb. I hate that.
Oh, if that
personally,
variants.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess you guys pretty much cleared it for me. I'm pretty much on board with it. I guess I just. I haven't
we
played
convinced
it, man.
them.
I haven't played. Yeah, I'm convinced, bro. I got fucking brainwashed by you guys, fucking Scientologist motherfuckers here. But yeah. But no,
I mean,
I understand though. No, I get it because like I said, I don't want the population to die, because some people just don't know what they don't have anything better to do. It's just I guess the mentality I've never let griefing affect me ever. Like if somebody fucking killed my horse in town, I'm like, all right, cool, man, you killed my fucking horse. Good fucking job, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's never pissed me off. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, oh, whatever. But again, I know some people, not everybody is me, and a lot of people are
Well-
just slowly getting into this. So I understand if it keeps the population great. I've talked to Thymorical before when they were talking about a possible rep loss when you kill pets, and I asked him like, so what are you gonna do when that happens? And he goes, oh well, I'll probably just go out and do highwayman shit. So hopefully some of these guys will get over it, because I know if they're playing the fucking game right, they gotta like in some way, shape, or form. Otherwise they'll be playing something else that's just easier for them to get their, I don't know, their fun time on. So if this helps change their play style, I'm all for it. 100%.
Me too. I like the highwayman shit. Like I said, it makes my travel from Meduli to Tindrum or Meduli wherever actually exciting, because I always have to look around, make sure I'm not, gonna get jumped, and it's not just a boring jog to the city, or ride to the city.
Well,
S-
taking your exact scenario, Glitch, like, I mean, this is a very common scenario. Obviously, someone killed your horse. Good job. Well, what happens, like, during stress tests, a lot of the horse spawns were just fucking dead because everyone was taming horses, right? Imagine on release how the horse spawns are going to be. Now you just lost your horse. Now you have to go 3 horse spawns away, which maybe just costs you, like, 2-3 hours of your game. It's not GG, you killed my horse. It's GG, you just cost me, like, my whole day of gameplay. You know what I mean?
I didn't think
So-
about that. That's true.
You gotta
Yeah.
think about the
the
long term of it.
consequence.
Yeah.
And the consequence, like Glitch, you mentioned, your resiliency to suffering those kind of consequences by griefers, and Parsevel as well. And I think, just as a sort of hypothesis, assuming that the rest of the population or new players would by default have that sort of resiliency, I think is probably something that contributed to the um, diminishing success of Mortal 1. And so, that scenario, Percival, of, going between towns, it is exhilarating. When I rode from Bhakti yesterday to go to the poker tournament with 100 gold,
You're looking over your shoulder, everything. Yeah,
that's mortal. That's why the whole trip was,
nerve
just,
wracking, right?
yeah, it was just nerve wracking. That's
I
one of the
love
reasons
it.
I love it. Yeah, and for us, it's something that adds to our enjoyment of the game. But in the scenario where I did get ganked and killed, that could be absolutely game shattering to a new player, especially
Yeah.
if that's all their money, or they weren't really sure about what happened in the first place. So yeah, there's a balance, and I think SV is sort of dancing that dance a little bit more eloquently this time around in Mortal 2. It seems to be more successful. It seems to be more player friendly. I'm enjoying it very much. And that balance that we could speculate on all day, that's something that they're considering, and I think they're being very diligent in doing so. But yeah, that sort of risk reward, that the punitive side of anything that you could do in this game versus the reward you might get out of it, something they're constantly thinking about, and I appreciate. But it's a tough one, for sure.
Yeah, I love the fact that you see the developers actually in the Discord talking to the community. Henrik does his stream. I've never really seen a company this engaged with the community.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very nice.
I made not to rag on New World too much, but yeah, I made the when it had first launched their little thing and we started losing a couple members or something like that. I was talking to Majunda about it, and it just sort of popped in there that like no other game in the history of gaming has ever given me more of a sense of like a business end decision. Like it seems like New World is just sort of the fast food restaurant industry's response to a McDonald's. Well, let's open up a Burger King. We don't want to make it better. We just want to make it good enough. And
Exactly.
with
Yeah.
Mortal, it seems like they're so passionate about it. Like they're gamers like us. If they had the option to make a game that they love and they want to deliver and share with the world, and that's I think why maybe we're so devoted to it, and puts in why you're doing this podcast to try and help the game. And so I guess we're doing our part. I can only hope that they stay as devoted, and in their little motivational steps, they don't reach tension reduction for a while. Hopefully they stay with a fire under them to keep giving us an excellent game. But I'm happy with the patch.
Me too.
I'm happy with all the games so far. Back when we were pulling materials out of barrels, it's come a long way. There's animals now. There's towns. There's community. There's the broker. There's so much that this game offers, and it's exciting to see where it goes.
I would like to, because Henrik's talking in chat about the mage reagent thing. I would like to talk about this a little bit because I kind of find it odd that mages are suffering some kind of a nerf. Because if you look at it, if you put up how many mages builds there are in the game, like how many people play mage versus how many people play foot fighter, easily I think everyone would agree people play foot fighter, right? Now if you put mages up against MAs, I'm pretty sure there's a lot more MAs than there are mages of any kind, really. Like, I don't understand why they're suffering a debuff when it's probably like the least played class. Not to say it's the most underpowered, but if it's already the least played class, why add more reagents to their spells on the most basic school of magic on top of that? Because other schools of magic are going to require scrolls and different spell books and this and that to farm. I don't understand why you guys are adding more reagents to the most basic school of magic that we have when it's already the least played class. I don't know. Does anyone in here think differently that mages are more played than something else?
So okay, so here I understand where you're coming from because it's not like a mage can even like PvE on its own. You know what I'm saying? Or
Mhm.
maybe I just suck so much I don't know. I have a dex mage myself, but here's a big comparison. I'm in GK. If I'm on glitch, I gotta find a way to not go to lower bank or top bank or try to sneak my way through, get the materials, go to the crafting station, make something really fucking quick, and then hope that I can survive naked with a bone and a mosh tissue spear, right? With a mage, all you gotta do is go to top bank, get some water, spare up a few pigs, grind them up, go to the magic vendor, and you got a way to defend yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I really don't have a definite answer. And I barely play a dex mage, and I also really suck as a dex mage, so I can't really like give you my opinion on it. But it's something to consider how easy it is to up yourself in somewhere like GK as a
Yeah.
mage versus
Yeah.
like somewhere else.
I think
Well-
it's more or less the stronger spells that are getting more reagents added
It's-
to it. Because like
it's only-
fulmination. Oops, sorry, T's only
I'm
saying,
sorry.
bro. No,
It's-
no, do
so
you think?
far, yeah, so far it only looks like it's earthquake, which is
Yeah.
only
Well-
used to banks.
He's mentioned the higher cost spells, but not to mention like in the last 5 fights of anyone in here, has Earthquake made a difference in that fight? Yes or no?
I haven't been earthquaked. I don't know in how long, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
Yeah, earthquake's
How about
not
anyone else?
useful right now.
It's not
yeah.
useful. It's already hard to use, so now we're making it harder to use. Does that sound like balance?
Yeah, but no one's used it. No one really uses it in fights.
Right. Do you
Except
think
when
people are more likely to use it now that it has a higher cost and something you have to get from what sounds like mining?
Well, once it's the earthquake dismount, you'll be seen used more. But right
Yeah.
now, there's like.
I'm pretty sure they just took the easiest option out to fix earthquaking
Yeah.
in banks.
Yeah.
Banks.
Since someone uses it, they'll just say you don't use it for now. They might change it later.
Well, they already nerfed that, right, with the gray thing.
Yeah, you know what? Okay, I didn't think about dismounting an earthquake, and now I actually have a problem with it. Now I actually have a problem. No, seriously, think about it. Think about it. So, okay, again, it goes back to the argument of adding counters to mounted as a foot fighter or being on foot. Earthquake is one of them. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
now, if you have to get another rare resource to dismount, it kind of fucks over foot people. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's in a group because in the group you're using your mages to counter mounted. Like I'm playing a mage. I don't really have issues PvEing except for the leash, unlike certain bandits.
Doesn't the Earthquake dismount you or knock back the mage as well?
It affects the
Yes.
mage, yeah, but it doesn't dismount yet. But once it dismounts, it'll be an issue because it is needed. It is needed for group rock paper scissors balance. But
And going back to the whole re-gearing as a mage thing, were you saying it was easier to gear as a mage than as a foot fighter?
1000%.
oh yes, definitely.
How? When you just go kill 3
one
pigs, you have a full set of both weapons and armor.
Dude, honestly, as a dex mage, I don't even fucking wear armor, dude. I just go naked, bro. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah,
No,
but
yeah,
I would have to
mages-
kill the same amount of pigs, if not more, to get the reagents I need, and then you have a full set of armor and weapons, and you could easily like 1v1 me. So how is
Nah.
what? I don't understand. What do you
There's
mean, nah?
no
Wait,
armor.
wait. What do you mean, nah? How is it different? Explain. How is it
Be-
much harder to get geared as a foot fighter?
Because a mage can do like its entire damage to any armor, and like armor's like pointless against a mage.
What are you talking in a 1v1? What are we talking about?
In any fight, if you're a mage, you're doing like 60s to at least 60s minimum to everyone.
And then if you get flame strike, that's 80 right there.
Yeah, flame strike you had to hit a rock for though, but if it's
Flame
really
strike
cheap,
80.
it's really cheap to get though.
Yeah.
Are you talking about like a fat mage or what? You don't hit
Yeah,
80s as a dex mage, even with flame strike.
Yeah, here's where my knowledge, when you talk about fat mage dex, this is where my knowledge is not even here. Like I don't know about all that. All I can say is from my own personal experience. You know what I'm saying? In how easy it is to get reagents in GK, for example. You kill like 2 pigs. Yeah, you gotta fucking butcher them. You're gonna probably slow walk it there, but once you go to the magic vendors, you can get your stuff there. But my big thing is now I do actually have an issue with there being an additional item for reagents to use earthquake. I do have an issue with that
Yeah.
because what are you gonna do when you want to dismount mounted people? You know what I'm saying?
When
Like
they
that's my thing.
when they do add dismounts to it, they should remove it and do something else with it. Right now, it doesn't really matter if someone uses it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you had 5 foot fighters, right? They all go kill one pig and could probably make a spear from one pig or like a sword or something, right? And then you had 5 mages go kill one pig, and they got however many reagents for that. Who's gonna win that fight in a 5v5? Five naked foot fighters with a weapon, or 5 naked mages with however many reagents. I would put money it's gonna be the foot fighters every single time.
Yeah, I understand. And in a GK situation, ratting is going to be. I'm just saying in a sense where it's ratting. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not going to go up against 5 people. Not everybody will. So I'm just saying, like again, it's all at the end of the day, it's all skill based too. But I'm saying just to get re-geared is all I'm saying. Whatever happens after that is a little bit rough, and I do understand your point because yes, it's already hard for a mage to PVE solo. It's already hard for a mage to do a lot of things by themselves. You know what I'm saying? So I get that. So I'm not saying I'm pro or anti it. I'm just saying from my own personal experience in GK, it's easier for me to re-gear if I have nothing in the bank by just spurting a pig, take it to the magic vendors, gain some reagencies, and having a chance of doing some form of damage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
What if my other group is hiding somewhere? I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get some reagents real quick, right? I'll be right back. And maybe it's just to heal my group. I could do this shit real easy, but for me to get to the bank sometimes it's a much higher risk as a foot fighter because I have to grab and again, assuming that I have nothing in the bank, I will have to go kill a pig. I have to go to the crafting and make a shit weapon. First off, you know what I'm saying? That's my only thing. If you fulminate a fucking Thursar, for an example, that's gonna do some fucking damage. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going from my experience. I'm no expert in being a mage, so take what I'm saying with a grain of salt.
Well, okay, this is Valorant in chat. I think it's less about re-gearing from naked and more about actual gameplay and how valuable mages for how much cost. If mages are so powerful and so OP, why are they the least played class? Why do I keep hearing this argument? It makes no fucking sense, guys.
Because they're boring.
They're more nuanced.
But if they're so powerful, people wouldn't care if it's boring. They would be playing it because they would win fights. Like a lot of people in here care about winning more so than
a lot
actual
of people do,
gameplay.
but then
So
they
if that's the
suck in game.
case, why is that? Like, explain.
I'm with you on that, Pustin. Honestly, I am on your side on that shit.
I'm out
They
here
should-
repping mages, boys. I don't give a fuck.
No,
Can I say
no,
something
but
about it?
I do understand where you're coming from. It is because like what really what if you don't want to be a foot fighter? And I'm not saying it's still a group game. You still need people, but still a foot fighter can still 1v1 somebody. A mage, and you know what? Let me back up for a second because I've seen some incredible dex mages take on foot fighters. Like you just got to take advantage of the terrain and stuff. But if you're
It's the
a
exception.
yeah, exactly. But you know, I understand. It's not a simple answer. Anything that I say again, take with a grain of salt because I'm coming from my own personal experience.
Can I say something about it? I think being a good mage is probably harder than being a good foot fighter. I wouldn't know. I hit things. Ongar from Draco Silva. Thanks for your contribution, man. Pat Wins said, but they're strong as hell in groups.
Yes, if you have one foot fighter versus one foot fighter can take on 3 fighters, like if he's good enough. But since you add a mage to it, there's no way to block that damage.
Yeah, I think it was Assassin from Rec. It was either Assassin or Kira from Rec. You can correct me on this, Assassin, but I think you were the one who mentioned that mages, I don't know the exact term, but I think you said they're system multipliers, something like that, in that the more mages you have in a group, you're like essentially multiplying the effectiveness of that group. But alone, it's kind of like alchemy. Without a base, your Argus Sponge does nothing. Without a base, your gold, your Skadite, they do nothing. So you need that like foundation of foot fighters, of mounteds. But every mage you have just sort of like exponentially increases the value of that group. And I think that might be their purpose. I'm not sure if that's like the intention there, but I don't ever see, when we're dueling outside of Bhakti, there's never a Dex mage that's like, oh, I want a 1v1. It's not their place. And I think those really good mages that you're mentioning, Glitch, that can 1v1 somebody, they know that. But I would testify that they are the exception to the rule. There's a
Of
few.
course.
Rudikov's an incredible mage. Majunda's a good mage. This guy Glitchinous is an excellent dex mage. But
What the fuck?
I think the role that they have is support. Even with the flame strike, even with the damage that they can put out, I think it's fundamentally a support role. And I think if they acknowledge that, that can sort of like I don't know, create the direction with where they want to go with them, with the nerf and everything to Earthquake. I'm sort of still of the school that it's better to nerfs to me are nerfs. I mean, it's a punitive system to go back to consequences. So we're punishing Earthquake. We're making it harder to use. So again, I would still go back to the school of it's better to boost. It's better to bolster other systems rather than punish other systems. I think if you're using too much punishment, and this goes in the literature, it goes in my field, if you're using punishment as a sort of means to modify the behavior, you're overlooking more creative solutions to reward the behavior we want to see. So, I'm not sure exactly what it means for whether or not Earthquake will begin to dismount. I'm not sure if it'll be OP. I'm not sure if I'll regear my hybrid to have 100 ECU if it is OP. I don't know what the landscape is, but I think if we acknowledge, what mages are, I think that would help SV sort of create a more healthy trajectory to how they develop the class.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, again, I don't know too much about playing the mage. That's going back to what we're saying. Like the reason why I don't play my mage very often is because I only do it in a group. I don't find it fun all the time. I mean, it is fun in the group, but solo, I don't enjoy it. And I'm always on my main, which I even question: do I even want my second account in once we go to release? Like I'm always just playing glitch.
Yeah, I mean, mage solo is not fun doing
Yeah.
anything. It's really not. And
Yeah.
I had 3 mages at one point. I had a skinny mage, I had a dex bulgy mage, and I had a fat mage. So it's really not fun to play solo. Not to say that it should be buffed. I was concerned when Herrick or someone brought up like, oh, there's this weird new reagent cost that you have to go mine for that you get a chance to per rock, and it's just like, what? Now I gotta go do all this like tedious ass mining just to get to use a spell that is like the least used spell in the game besides maybe Mind Blast. I don't know who uses Mind Blast, but
to the Barbarian Clade.
Something interesting that Majunda mentioned to me a while ago, I can't remember, but one of his little theory crafting ideas was to add elements to ecumenical, like thunder, for example. I don't think anybody ever has used that skill unless to meme.
you're talking about lightning.
Yeah, lightning.
Lightning, that's the
Yeah,
one.
okay.
Yeah. Not Thunderlash, lightning. But some of these like less used skills, or maybe add some other skills that are like explicitly used for PvE, right? So maybe lightning does it's like a channel, and it does like 200% damage to NPCs.
Oh, that would be
Something
sick.
like
That's
that
what,
as an idea to allow them to solo, like engage in. You shouldn't if you pick a mage, it should be like assumed that in groups you will have a function. Like I'm a Shivra. I have a function in team fights, and I've accepted that. I signed my name at the bottom. I know what it entails. And so if you pick a mage, you're accepting, you're adopting that responsibility in groups. But I don't think it should exclude you from engaging in solo PvE content. So that's like kind of a solution. I don't know what they think about that. Again, I have no idea how difficult that is to code. But if they gave them some tools so that they could actually function by themselves, would be kind of nice.
Probably why you don't see so many mages too. I would just add it's not just a PvP thing, but PvE is horrible.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tzone, sorry.
Yeah, a lot of other people said the same thing, that they should make lightning a PvE spell.
Yeah.
That would be
Like,
cool.
It's only hybrids and foot fighters. You don't see a lot of like mages, like you said before. Because I know some hybrids that could fucking flame strike for 70s.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, but it's probably possible. Yeah.
I've seen some builds that do that.
Yeah, I was about to say Sanfagin has done it to me, fucker, in group fights.
Are you a Thursar?
I'm not. No, I'm a human.
Hmm.
And he
Okay.
and I will get.
I mean, there is a range on spells too. Sometimes it varies a lot. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that was a fucking really lucky mind blast he did it. I don't know, but yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying I haven't
know,
seen
dude.
it recently. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of people are using flame strikes now over the T
Yes.
lash.
Oh yeah.
I've been using that too. It's so much better.
Yeah, flame strikes. I've been being melted in fights.
Yeah, if you're a hybrid, you're not going to be sitting there casting.
I think Flame
so-
Strike is kind of balanced because I think they like changed it somewhat recently because it's also very punishing too if you miss because it's a lot of fucking mana
Oh
if you
yeah.
miss a Flame Strike, even especially as a Dex mage. If you're a Fat mage, you can take a lot more misses. You know, what I mean, compared to a Dex mage. But if you're a Dex mage, you use a Flame Strike. I think it's like somewhere around 130 or mana. I don't quote me on that, but it's a lot of mana. So. The Mind Blast maxes out at 36 damage. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Mind Blast is pretty underutilized too. They could change it somewhat. I don't know.
I thought about utilizing Mind Blast in a Psi Fighter kind of build, but I think I couldn't justify the
Mana cost
Like,
or anything.
the
point.
mana cost. Yeah,
Yeah.
because my armor was too. Yeah, I played around with it, but it just didn't.
It would be cool if
Yeah.
Mind Blast worked exactly the same way, only it added in the psi, like how low psi was as well, because then you
Yes.
would see a damage increase versus non-psi fighters. But like psi fighters, you probably wouldn't see much of a difference, and that's not completely nerfing psi as well. It's actually adding more value
Mhm.
to psi at the same time. That'd
Yeah.
be
Yeah,
pretty
it's
cool.
only really used against mages. Yeah, but
Yeah, it's a
even-
really
even
low
when-
cost skill wise too, isn't it? Isn't it only like level 10 in ecumenical to use or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 10.
Yeah, if you
I
have
remember
if you have the skill, ecumenical skills, might as well just use like T lash or like thunderbolt or like flame strike.
Well, T-Lash requires more skill though. T-Lash is upwards
yeah.
like 40-50 though.
Yeah, already if you already have the ecumenical skills, probably
Yeah,
for,
yeah.
Like, it's probably only sci-fi if you only wants like a
No real mage is gonna use Mind Blast, basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
Or like any like high level magical hybrid's not gonna use Mind Blast probably.
Humans, because they get so much more mana than Alvarin.
Well, yeah, but you would use something higher hitting damage.
Yeah, that's true.
just needs a flame strike.
Can we bring back the Shiva Lives Matter movement?
I think everyone was on Vila though. They didn't give him
Yeah,
a fuck
Vila.
about Shivra.
that was
It was all
Vila.
Vila.
Yup.
It wasn't even
Honest-
Alvarin. It was fucking Vila.
Honestly, yeah, I have no complaints about Villas anymore, man. I'm just gonna shut the fuck up
Yeah.
about that. I'm good. I'm happy. You know, that's it. Like once they fix those clades, I was happy as fuck. That's it. We're done.
I'm
So-
pumped.
Yeah,
The clay's still broken now. They
Really?
broke
You
it
think
again.
so?
I think the clades are a lot better nowadays for like all
yeah.
classes.
Yeah.
Like, way
I'm just
better.
talking about the Alvarian bow. I'm not sure if this patch fixed it, but it broke whenever they changed its damn stuff. It probably broke again because they adjusted its damn.
What are you talking about? For the bow clade? What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
because the plus 10 strength, both of them, you use more stamina up than you should now.
Now
Okay.
you do?
Ah.
Have you
Last
tested
patch,
it or?
Yeah, we tested it.
Oh,
I haven't tested it this patch, but last
so
patch.
it's worse off?
Well, because they broke it again. Because it used to be broken a long time ago when they did some stamina adjustments to where you use you don't use as much as your over strength bow, but you use a lot more than you should. So like compared to someone who has natural strength with that bow, you'll use like 5 times as much stamina.
Yeah.
From what I've
Interesting.
seen from the clade gifts, besides Ogmir, because I don't think I've looked at Ogmir's recently, I think the positioning of the clades, because someone's asking in chat, I think they're phenomenal. I think they're great.
They are. Yeah.
There's-
And the
Yeah, they're
Og,
better.
they make
For Alvarin,
sense.
definitely.
And the
Listen-
Ogmirs make sense too now.
Yeah, they are better, except for like third star and those third star mains. And I've looked at it, it's not that because you get all your con stats, but you have to pick and choose what abilities you want, and you have to. It allows you to go max size, but most third stars don't want to be max size.
Well, I mean, they did a pretty good job of organizing because, like, for Alvarin, I know both the speed movements are like at the bottom, right next to each other. So you
Yeah.
go down one tree, you get both.
Yeah.
At the third star was the same way, the cry, and then something else, another war cry or whatever the fuck. So they did a good job for the most part. It probably could
Yeah.
always be a little bit better, but I'm not
For
complaining.
Og and Alvarian is pretty good. For third stars, I know a lot of third stars want the old rule back just because they could choose what they wanted better with it.
Someone's asking, how do we feel about the delay of thievery? Putting aside my
Ooh.
selfish feelings, I think it's probably
big.
good for population.
Why?
Good
Because
question.
I want Leshaniqua Jackson back
Me
in the
too.
motherfucking game,
Yes,
dude.
me
Where the fuck
too.
is he, bro?
I miss
I want that
Leshaniqua.
motherfucker back.
Last Sneak was my favorite. Those videos.
Hell yeah, dude. I guess, God, I need that motherfucker back. I miss him. I've seen him on in forever, bro. But
For real.
hanging out with that guy is always a trip, dude. Oh shit, he's in the chat.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
What the
Oh
hell?
shit.
Yeah, no.
Wait, he is the guy that's the question, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't read his name, but yeah, he is the guy who asked the question.
What
He
up,
said
Lash?
thank
How you
you.
doing, baby? Shit.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a drink. Do we want to take like
Oh.
an official 10-minute break real quick so
Bro, I
guys
need
go to the
coffee
bathroom?
and I need water. Yes, yes,
Yeah, I can
please.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just take a 10-minute break, guys. We'll be
Alright.
back in like 10
Alright.
minutes.
Alright.
At
Good.
2:30, 2:30, be back.
Okay.
Alright.
Great podcast today. Nice range of topics. Yeah, yeah. You know what? You know, sorry, me. The sign of a great podcast is when there's no moments of silence and everyone's trying to get their input in. I think we've been having a lot of that today. Just like back to back, people trying to like get their opinion in. It's been really good today. I mean, I would love to talk about Wardex, but I don't know anything about them, like how it's gonna work.
Yeah,
Hendrik needs to tell us right now in chat.
that would be lovely.
Build-
It's very
build the beans.
speculative right now, right?
I'm just happy they're going to have them.
Yeah, to some degree, I think it'll enhance gameplay, but like
Yeah.
most things, it has to be done correctly. But
There should need to be cost because a lot of people want more decks and they'll go out and do things to meet that cost.
yeah, Wardex stays true to the whole thing. It's essentially a task, right? I mean, to a degree, it like tells you, sort of guides your behavior. If I'm war decked with somebody and I go into town and I see them, I know what I've got to do, that kind of thing. It's very explicit.
Yeah, they're gonna have to balance it for sure. You don't want to like force people out of the game by just completely annihilating them in certain safe zones where they feel like you're a new guild, you feel safe. Maybe you pissed off the wrong guy just by killing him outside town. Now their whole guild war decks you. It's like, well, now I was completely safe here, and now I'm completely fucked. Do I either quit the game from frustration, or do I completely move my whole guild somewhere else where the same thing could happen again? You know, you have to really balance these things. You can't just throw it in just because, oh, it looks fun, guys. Like, let's go. I want to murder these rats in my town. It goes beyond that. There's other, you know, things that can happen other than just, you know, this one scenario.
Yeah, I made a long post about it.
You did on the forums?
Yeah. About all the things you can do to minimize it.
You want to link it in chat?
No,
Yeah,
no.
go ahead and.
Yeah, I'll link it.
Yeah, it's something I'd like to talk about. I feel like you know, it loops back around to probably sound like a broken record, but like the whole idea of consequences and reward systems. You know, like it'd be kind of cool. Well, I know, like, you know, in Albion, for example, and other games, it's not like a foreign topic to MMOs, but sometimes there can be these negative feedback loops where. So a negative feedback loop, it's basically, for anybody who doesn't know, it's basically like the blue turtle shell in Mario Kart. Like the further behind you're doing in progress, the more you're sort of like bolstered to achieve whatever the goal is. And so, you know, I'm wondering if there's a way to, you know, if we're a 300-man guild and we war deck this 5-man guild, I feel like it should ramp up our cost, and it should offer these incentives to the 5-man guild. Like if you're a 5-man guild and you somehow survive against the 3-man guild, you should be rewarded for that somehow, rather than just the war deck canceling, if that makes sense.
Yeah, then there's no penalty for the other side or whatever.
That sounds like a good idea for, like, I know how to work into, like, hey, you get a reward for this and that. Basically, I gave ways for the smaller guilds to counter at least, and had it really.
Like war decks right now, it being implemented so early without really any TC, without anything, it's kind of useless in a way, you know, because there's really no end game for it, you know.
A lot of people just want to fight. They don't really care about TC. If they can, like, war deck someone, then they can go in town and fight.
Yeah.
Well,
I can get that, but
it might be interesting if they took like a page out of New World's book. And New World doesn't by any means have war decks, but what I mean by that is like in in New World, you have to farm rep in towns just to declare war on that town to control the town. But instead of trying to control the town, you could declare war on that town on a specific guild if you farm the rep for that town, which could come from tasks, for example.
Yeah, my idea says something about having guild rep, and guilds will have to spend the rep to do war decks.
Yeah, and they should be gold upkeep costs where exactly. So you have to actually want a reason to declare war. You can't just spam it on every guild, you know.
And it only works per town.
Yeah,
so they can flee town, or they can flee to the capital, which it won't work in.
Yes, exactly. Like that's the only real way I could see it working good, you know.
And then you have a cost that they can. Also, if the guild you're trying to war deck against has a higher rep, like guild rep for that town, it costs more. But they could spend rep to get like a breather real fast in case they want to leave town and take all their shit and go to Tendrum.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There's so much stuff they can do with rep and factions. No, you're not even late, dude. You still have 3 minutes. You're good.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought
glitch.
No.
I thought it was one of those like Cuban time things, you know. I'm very insecure about that. Try to make sure I'm on time and stuff.
Wait, what do you mean? Isn't island time slower? What?
Us Cubans are late for fucking everything, bro. I'm telling you, man. Like,
yeah, but you're early. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know. That's why I was saying I thought I was late. My insecurity of being Cuban was kind of like, oh fuck, wait, am I late? You know what I'm saying?
He saw me join, and he's like, oh shit, I'm late. Because I joined because I didn't know what time. I was like, it's either an hour from now or now.
Oh well, you see, in that case, I had to balance it out. I'm like, all right, well, I'm not gonna be the first one in. I'm gonna be fashionably late, so let me be the second. The more I saw Tzone going, I'm like, all right, now I'm going. That
It
was the
would be
whole
cool
plan.
though with because we were talking about faction rep glitch. That's all we were really talking about since you
Yeah.
were gone, I think.
Like
But it would be
Olympic
cool like if the faction rep like also like there's so many things you could do with it, but like you could get, like discounts in the Tindrum Empire if you have this much rep
Yep.
and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like you could maybe buy shops in the future. I think Henrik has mentioned by using rep as a guild maybe instead of each person owning a shop. I think it really should be guild based because then, well, one, you're not gonna have more than probably like 20 shops, and that's pushing it, right? In a town, especially like for like the size of like Meduli or Fabrinum, like where they're pretty fucking tight towns, But more incurred maybe could have a lot more shops. They have a lot more fucking space and more incurred. Tendrum, obviously, huge potential for shops, stuff like that. But maybe like the influence could be that you spend influence to own a shop plus gold or whatever. I don't know. I think they're like really missing out on this faction system. I think there's
They
so
are.
much they
Oh,
could do with it.
100%.
Just like the amount of money you spend in one town increases your rep, so you want to go farm and bring it to a certain town.
I think though, from like an experimental perspective, it's still beta, right? I think they're
Exactly.
gathering a lot of baseline data to determine like a fair way to gain standing and lose standing. Because
Yeah.
it seems, I mean, especially before this patch, it seemed a little bit arbitrary. And like you could be a horse killer and your standing wouldn't be punished. So I think once they sort of get a more articulate handle on how they want to dole out standing, I think then they should start dishing out reasons to have standing other than just being able to exist in a town, because it's not much of an incentive other than just being permitted to play the game. But you're definitely right, like there's a lot of potential there to add systems that encourage you to get standing. And I think of other systems, like if you think about sophistication, which was functionally useless other than like titles and stuff like that in Mortal 1, and maybe glory. There's a lot of like different internal systems that you can develop, that in other games you might consider faction or some grinding faction, that sort of open up gateways to additional content. But standing's definitely one of them.
Yeah, I had a idea for a town rep, which would be different from your empire rep. Pretty
I
much
mean, the
just-
same way. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, pretty much. You only get it by being in that town, and it's slow to come back. Instead of like, going out the farm, you just naturally get it back over time, like a murder count.
Oh yeah, so it like kind of baselines.
If you spend
Yeah.
money in that town and actually contribute to the town.
Yeah, live
Yeah,
there.
higher up.
Yeah.
I like
It'd
that
be
idea.
cool too
Sell
if you
stuff
could
on
like.
broker.
It'd be cool too if you could like upgrade the town with like gold and like material sinks into the game, but like
Ooh.
you see it visually in game. Maybe I don't know. I'm just thinking of different
Ooh.
stuff.
Gonna
And I
turn
was gonna
Bhakti
say
into a
also,
citadel.
I was thinking too that they already. I mean, you could kind of tell that they have a direction they're kind of going for the faction system too, because like they already have like that Thursar Clade for Rizars, where when you get your Rizar rep up, you can like be chill with them, and maybe there should be like benefits to not being aligned with any faction, similar to the Rizar rep. Like if you're not aligned with Tendrum or Kirai, like maybe there's like a baseline faction that's like Rizars, for example, that like they have some benefits. Like maybe I don't know, maybe there's like chests you could loot for free if you're cool with the Rizars but hate it everywhere else, stuff like that. Just to give more options rather than the generic like, okay, you're picking a faction, which one is it?
I'm very
That's a great idea.
excited for the Rise of Rep. I'm definitely making a first just for
There's
that.
gonna be people living down there. They're just like,
Yeah.
yo, what up, Fred? Yo, what up, Steven? Oh, there's a guy over here. Let's go fuck him up, dude. Talking to the
Whoa,
NPCs.
whoa. Hold on a second. Tzone, you gonna betray the fucking Velas, bro? You gonna make a Thursar?
I have several different
Nah,
characters.
man. Nah, baby. Come on, stay. I'm just fucking with you, man. By the way, Wicked just wants to tell you guys that we just killed the King Minotaur.
Oh, you guys are second though. Tell Wicked he's
Ooh.
second. Kodo did it first, buddy.
Ah, shit. I didn't even know that. I thought we were first.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Weird flex fails, boys. Good job.
It's
Hey, what am I
okay.
flex? I don't give a fuck.
Tell Wicked silver medal's good too, bro.
It's all right. Draco will be the meme of the guy who gets in bronze and is chugging champagne.
I love
I
it.
know. I've seen Integrity down there too. I don't know if they were with Legion or not.
Wait, what happened?
Who?
I saw Integrity down in there too.
Oh yeah. It was a mix between. Yeah, sorry. I apologize. I should have said it's a mix between Legion and Integrity.
Nice. It's a hell of a fight, though. I'll tell you that much. Especially getting there, getting blasted off the
Yeah.
bridge and everything. Oh,
So we
Is
just put a
there-
map marker on Sunken Isle Legion versus Kodo. What?
what?
Okay.
Oh, that shit's funny.
Goddamn map Marcus.
On Sunken Isle.
Yeah,
of
on
all
Sunken Isle.
places. Of all
Like, I
places.
guarantee you neither guild is probably even there.
I guarantee not. I actually know for a fact we're not there.
Yeah, I haven't been there in months. Months.
There was a lot of...
Period.
There was a fuck ton of calcs on that island last time I went. Like, every rock was fucking calcs. It was weird. I don't know if that was intentional or not.
Yeah. I don't
Sunken
know.
Isle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's jungle biome, and I think there's just buttloads of calcs.
There
in
is
the
by
jungle.
by that keep there. There's calc spots. That's gonna be good if a trading guild gets a sunken isle keep and keeps the door open. They'll make a lot of money.
Or
What
the
does that keep look
Canteri
like?
keep.
Is it on a mountain or what?
What, the sunken isle one?
Yeah.
From what I've seen, it has beautiful views.
Is it
But
on like a mountain or is it like on
nah,
flatlands?
it's you can see it on the map.
Yeah, I
believe
can see the
somebody-
picture. It doesn't really tell me much.
Yeah, no, it's over by. It's not like a mountain, but it's up higher than everything else. You know what I mean? It's not like the Kranesh Keep or anything like that.
Okay.
But it's
Jungle
surrounded by
Keep.
calcs and everything.
I'm curious what you guys think. I'm just gonna exclude GK keep because it's probably the number one answer. But what is the best keep spot in the game in your guys' opinion and why?
Canteri keep.
Is that
And why?
the bridge one?
Yeah, it's the bridge one between the Canteri and the jungle.
The Hermit Keep. I don't know of a reason to be down there. It's in jungle though, but
All the coke from the calcs.
oh yeah. Okay, that's Calx, yeah. But it only has one bridge to it. That's the only way to get into it. One small bridge.
Yeah, but I'm speculating. It's all conjecture, but it would be really interesting if light gators were going to be able to scale the cliffs because there's these two large peninsulas that you have access to once you go across. You go across the bridge. There's Canteri Keep, and then there's peninsula to the west, peninsula to the east, and there's tons of room on these peninsulas that I'm hoping they inhabit with satyrs and whoever knows what else, lots of bananas. But it'd be cool if light gators were able to like get down and up. That would be an interesting little boon for Alverns.
Antheus said top keep is the best keep, hands down. Why do you think that, Antheus? I mean, I guess greater Nat, but why else? I mean, can't just be greater Nat.
I think Cave Camp Keep is better than Top Keep,
Meduli-
just because right now it is.
Meduli Mountains Keep. I'm
Best-
biased though.
Meduli Mountains keep is like best keep for recruiting, probably. I don't know what else it would be the best at.
I don't know. I don't give a shit about keeps. So I have no idea. The only thing I will say is, Kranesh Keep is fucking anti-mounted keep for sure, dude. Like,
Oh yeah.
good luck trying to get on there on a mounted. There's no way. There's just no fucking way. That's definitely a foot fighters galore right there. So I guess it fits perfect with the demographic there. But other than that, I'm happy with our keep, even though I don't know. Honestly, I just don't know too much about this whole keep shit, so I can't really comment.
Like Sausage Lake Keep, the only benefit is that's in the center of the map. There's nothing else around it, like at all.
It's a pretty big benefit.
Boats.
Yeah. Also,
well-
calcs. You got calcs right there.
Well, the one that's surrounded by water, it's
Well, there's calcs at lots of keeps, so it's not like
Mm.
I like I said, I don't know. I don't know shit about keeps and what classifies as a good one, a bad one. I just whatever.
How easy is it to get to it? Because Top Keep, I would say, is pretty easy to get to it. It has like a cliff on one side, but the other side's pretty open. Like if you look at Cave Camp Keep, there's two roads. There's a road that goes up the cliff, and another road goes on the other side. But it's kind of chokehold people that are trying to come up and insult you.
Yeah, that's like the Sausage Lake Keep. You have that bridge going to it.
And then the next
Oh,
thing is
land bridge.
location. Like, are
Yep.
you going to be a trade hub keep, or are you going to be a resource controlling keep?
Well, that's what historically Sausage Lake was. It was kind of like always like a trader keep, like merchant keep. Won't be now, but in ML1.
Yeah. Like I said, when it comes to TC and all that stuff, obviously, I'm in Legion, and they're gonna want to do a lot of TC stuff. Obviously, I'm a team player, so I'll obviously participate. But when it comes to TC keeps and all that, I don't give a fuck, man. I just want to do Banshee shit, and that's it, dude. And that's what I love about being in Legion. They let me do whatever the fuck I want, you know. So it was a perfect fit for me, you know. But in terms of keeps, TC, and all that, I'm the worst person to ask that kind of question to.
Majunda makes a good point. The resource distribution change, if they decide to do that, is going to impact a lot of the landscape, right? Like when they removed Sabura from MK, it
Oh, yeah.
changed the political landscape and perceptions of the area and everything. So, if they drop Gabor down in Sausage Lake, bam, that the value of that skyrockets. So I think depending on that, spawns, where Amolva is going to be, where Lycator is going to be, um, where the horses that you're going to need to make bull horses going to be, stuff like that. So as the game develops and the keeps launch, I think it's going to give us a little bit more evidence of what the best keep is, things like that.
Yeah. Also,
I like-
talking about resources in the duel, can you please put some like cactus or something down there for like stamina?
Oh yeah, the aloe vera eventually.
We need
Make some sweet bandages if they do.
Yeah.
I
If they
don't.
ever
I
have
just
the
want,
combined skill.
With
I
the
just want some
poison
stam
too.
food.
I don't think there's any
Yeah.
plans for Mulvas or Lycators, but to be before lunch. Someone asked.
Yeah, that's kind of what I heard too. They were kind of
Yeah.
Well,
down the
we're still
track.
missing
Thanks.
bull horses. We only have our horses yet.
Yeah, different mesh. I think bull horses is next. I heard someone say that Henrik said it would be in before launch. Then I saw him say something, but I don't know if plans change or not. At least for bull horse.
I'm pretty sure Henrik's the reason why Farmer Joe has agita. He says all this stuff on all his podcasts. Farmer Joe's probably like, "Stop, bro! Come on!"
Farmer Joe's only job is to make Henrik's dreams come true.
For real.
Eric's like, you get a fucking Mulva, you get a boat,
Yeah.
you get
It's gonna
TC, and Barbara's just like, fuck.
Yeah. There's gonna be dragons, guys, and
Honey, cancel the reservations. Henrik made another promise.
that's exactly how that fucking office is.
Henrik just
It's good to
bribes
see.
him. He bribes him with more cats.
Yeah, there you go. I'll get you a cat. I can't wait to see how they actually have for the furniture and everything with the strongholds and everything like that. I wish they would let us actually have custom pictures that we could actually hang in there. You know, like the shit that Forgiven takes. Have a way to actually hang his pictures up.
Yeah.
Really make your house or keep your own. You know.
What do we know about strongholds in TC? Do we know if we'll be able to put like guards or control towns with strongholds? Has he mentioned that?
So from the facts on the FAQ, it says that you will be able to put guards on your property, and anything you do on your property is not a crime. So you can stand on your roof of your house and shoot someone, and you won't look gray.
Okay.
Okay.
That's the FAQ
Interesting.
from a while ago.
Yeah.
Stuff can change.
Yeah, I'm interested to see like what is the property line, you know, that they draw for it.
Yeah, we don't even know what the line is with keeps.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know the property line of anything.
It's probably
Yeah.
going to stop at the wall. I would say make it a little bit away from the wall too, but
Well, I think it's going to be a little bit away from the wall because what he was
It
said
has to
last
be.
time is you could literally build that town right outside your keep. So
It has to be outside your walls because
Yeah.
how will people pay to be in your territory if it's not outside your walls?
exactly.
Wouldn't make any sense.
well, you get two sections. Like you make the inner section the open as a little trader hub or a town, but people are probably going to build houses outside the keeps.
Yeah, I don't think guilds like Legion are gonna let people in their gates. I don't think that's the intended use.
No.
Yeah, I know. No, it is a an option for like other people to do, because there is 2 sections, but the open sessions would be pretty it's pretty small.
I mean, I'm not too sure because I know that Vicness has talked a lot about, and I don't even know too much about this either. I seem to not know shit about anything, honestly. But besides the point, um, he says something about wanting to build like some kind of city or some shit, you know. So I don't know exactly how that's gonna work. I don't know if that's aside from the keep or whatnot, but he did talk about um building a city of some sort. I don't know
But
too much
Yeah,
about it.
you're kind of in the shadows, buddy.
Yeah, I know, man. That lighting's fucking weird here, dude. Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah,
I was just saying
I
nobody could see you.
I don't want to, kind of what you said, Glitch. I don't want to speak, you know, too much on behalf of Vicness because he's got his own ambitions and plans. But trade in any degree is a boon to the economy
Yeah.
of the keep of the local town. And Vicness he's diligent and intelligent enough to notice that trade even around an RPKer's keep is going to be vital. So I'm
yeah,
kind of interested in seeing how that will exist, and how that will go forward. If they're like we've talked about before and discussed, it's a player driven, reputation driven game. So if they just establish their keep as an option for people to come trade at and utilize, um, despite their RPK presence, I could see that happening. I mean, we can either kill everybody or we can allow them to come here and trade with us, and those
I
are
don't.
kind of your options. So,
yeah. If you're
Yeah, I don't.
entire,
Yeah, it has to be one or the other. You can't. He's not going to have a lot of trade if he's out RPKing all the time. You know what I mean? Like people are going to
Yeah.
realize, like, okay, I've come this way 2-3 times this week. I've died, 2 of the 3 times. Like this is not a safe route. I'm going to go a different way.
Yeah.
It's actually going to hurt Bhakti trade a lot. Them living there, unless they change something. It's either that or like people have to pay them to use their area or something. You know what I mean? Like there's no way people are going to take that route. Like yeah, I mean that's one
tolls
way.
existed. Yeah, I mean that's certainly an option. Lists of people. I mean, we all have KOS lists. We all have friendly lists. Um, why not trader lists? Just to make it more complicated, so that us guild leaders can play Discord online more often.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely something.
Glitches,
Yeah.
little banditry.
yeah, we don't have a chaos list.
Yeah. And La Shaniqua, no, there is no siege weapons yet. Even
Oh
though
yeah,
there's not going to be any, even when they release housing coming up. There's not going to be any way to siege it.
We have no
would-
ETA on sieges besides like a month or 2 after release or something like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think the whole carriage idea, that's something that I think maybe not all of us, but some of us have been pretty interested in, and it's
Yeah.
another conjectural idea. With we have no idea how it'll be implemented. Is it? I mean, because if you think of Mulvas, yeah, I mean, yeah, they could carry 10 times as much as a horse, but they were also slow as hell, and you could just be taken down with it by a roaming MA, like piece of cake. So how do they implement it and implement it fairly so that it's actually a desirable option? And it goes back to the cost response idea. How much will it cost to make a carriage?
Yeah.
What is the benefit of a carriage? Maybe there's a system where uh, a carriage arriving at your keep or your town or your trade hub or your city or whatever the heck you want to call it, maybe it provides some sort of benefit to the carriage owner, and crew, as well as the trade hub. So that's going to incentivize Legion not to gank every single carriage that they see around Sausage Lake. They're going to want that carriage to make it into Legion Town to trade, right? It'll benefit both sides. So it's a question of symbiosis. Like, do they implement a system where Legion is going to be incentivized to go around and find every carriage and destroy it and take its shit? Or are they going to facilitate gameplay where Legion essentially protects the entire center of the map so that
Mm-hmm.
carriages can go to and fro, and like everybody all participating parties get a benefit from it. I'm not sure, but that's something
Legion
to
Care
speculate
Bear?
on, I suppose.
Yeah.
I can see
Legion
it.
Care Bear, that's it. Yeah, I don't know. If there's 10x Chronite in the deal, maybe, possibly,
Absolutely.
if the
Especially-
consequence is worth it.
Yeah. I
Again,
can't wait for wagons.
I can't speak for all Legion members, but
come on.
carriages make me very happy in ways that you probably expect from me. So I don't know, dude. I just I can't really speak for everybody. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know the plans on that. So I don't want to say something that's not true. So again, I'm not the person to ask. All I know is that I can't wait till carriages come out, but just so I can profit from them.
Yeah, like Vanyard said, make the wagons carry a lot, but they'll also need some sort of escort, They should have some sort of defense on it, just like, horse hit points, everything, you know?
Yeah.
Then they would need some sort of escort because there's something fucking good in it if you see a wagon coming on your road.
I mean, as you already know, Integrity, my old guilds, they do a lot of the trading stuff and they're part of the collective. So, I mean, it's almost like we got what we need in a sense. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
have we have them to help out with that. I don't know, dude. I mean, it's a weird
Okay.
thing. All I know is that I'm gonna be robbing people, right? That's all I'm gonna say. So there's that can't be helped,
So why is this? I don't understand why Kodo calls their shit a coalition. Why does Legion call their shit collective? You guys are in alliances. Why do you guys make up these new terminologies?
We're not
We're a
allied,
coalition.
bro.
No. I don't mean with each other. I'm
Oh,
talking about
oh,
Kodo has its
no.
own coalition, Legion
Hey.
has its collective, but these are just alliances. Why do you guys call it something different?
Because we're a
Oh, I don't-
coalition.
Is alliance the no word for you guys? Like, oh, we're not
No.
alliances. We're in a collective.
we have
the
no
name.
we have no problem using the word alliance. We
Yeah.
really don't. I mean, a lot of people like try to brush that under for whatever pride fucking reason, but we only have two people we're allied with, and we call it the collective, which is just Draco Silvam and Integrity. That's about it. Yeah, I mean that's all I could really say about
Don't
that.
forget about
but-
Moon.
what's
And
it?
with us, it's
Mark?
out of my pay grade why we call it a coalition.
Actually, Housey probably knows more than I do why they
Yeah.
call it the collective. To be honest, I came in way after. Hey, get your ass back
Is that
over here,
it?
man.
Well,
This motherfucker.
Oh wait. You know what? Now we're talking about politics, I do have a question for HouseyPooh.
Okay.
How does the collective interfere with the Bhakti Council?
Yeah, so when we hold on, let me get my notes real quick. Where's my
He's got a script for when someone
I was
asks.
preparing myself for this, but I lost my notes. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wants to circle back to this. We'll circle back to it later.
well, it's
Well-
politics in this game. They're nuanced. They're subtle. And like most things, I think actions speak louder than words. And yeah, so we moved back to Bhakti. When in the first stress test, we started in Bhakti. We moved around a lot. We lived in Bada for a little bit, Maduli, Morn Kur, as I'm sure many other guilds did. But we landed back on Bhakti, partially because of the keep that we're interested in, and partially because they added the ability to make steel in Bhakti now. Alchemy regions are pretty close, a bunch of stuff. But when we returned, we were notified that there was this village council. There are a few guilds that are, trying to facilitate a lot of what we're trying to facilitate at Draco, which is health for the game and a new player experience that surpasses what was ever in MO1. And so yeah, when we returned, they were interested. They were like, "Okay, so you're Draco Silvam, you're allied with Legion. Are you just gonna RPK everybody?" And it's like, "No, we're not. We don't play like that." I just explained to them, what the collective is. It's more of a long-term goal-oriented alliance where we are considerate and concerned with each other's assets and development and health as guilds. We're not so much as interested in, just going on rooms with each other all day and night and killing everything and PvPing together and dueling and stuff like that. We do content together, but for the most part, it's sort of an alliance to help each other acquire and secure and maintain assets or keeps and stuff like that. So when we explained this to the Bhakti village, and they tested us out for a little bit, and they just wanted to see if our intentions and my words were reflective of our behavior, and it was to a large degree. During the stress tests, we were recruited a lot. We helped protect Bhakti, drove out a lot of RPK guilds, just tried to teach the new players how to play the game, how to extract enjoyment from the game, and put stuff up on the broker, interacted with other guilds, stuff like that. So I think our in-game behavior was kind of just in line with a lot of the other guilds in Bhakti. They just want a thriving economy and a successful town, and that's what anybody would want out of the town they live in, I think. So it's not that uncommon or abstract of a goal. And so it was obviously the question was, what happens when Legion comes? And the answer is, well, we're obviously not going to fight our allies. And I was very explicit about that and didn't have to be very assertive about it. That's a no-brainer, right? You don't fight your allies. But do we fight with them? Well, we don't have to either, because in the collective, you're void of any of these sort of obligatory responsibilities to absolutely participate with everybody at every second whenever there's a fight. And I must say, if there's any guild in this game that does not require any additional help, it's Legion. I mean, they're going to do what they're going to do. They don't necessarily need our help to go around an RPK. So it's not like I don't think they feel like we're inhibiting them in any way by just sitting in town when they want to go on a roam around Bhakti. So that's kind of the cadence that we're taking. Like they do their thing. That's the way they like to play the game, and that's fine. And there have been a few times where they've been around Bhakti, and we'll just be in town, and we'll just kind of wait it out. So I don't know if it's somebody might call it, I don't know, apathy or looking the other way. But we just, I don't know. We call it defending Bhakti from literally anybody except Legion. So that's kind of where we're at, and I think what we'll continue to do.
Yeah, it was a conversation we had yesterday about that, and it's one of those things where it's like, regardless of what anybody says, Legion doesn't always want to. Well, they don't really want to depend on their allies for PvP. So it's extremely rare that DS or even Integrity will fight alongside us. The only exception is, for example, if there is a guild that's really interfering with trade from Integrity and it's getting out of hand. And just so everybody knows, like, Integrity is known as a trading guild or anything like that, but you got some PvPers in there, all right? And so they are able to defend themselves still. Of course, they still lean more towards the trading route. And that has changed over time. Back when they were TE, it was definitely a PvP guild, but now it's just gone more towards an empire building guild. And before, when it was TE, it was an ARPK guild, which I was also part of. And so yeah, a lot of things have changed on that thing, but at the end of the day, it's never been like, okay, we'll fight alongside each other at all costs and do it. No, it's not like that. It's exactly how HouseyPooh put it. He actually explained it way better than I could ever explain it. Because to me, if you were asking me, I'd be like, well, we're allied, but and I wouldn't know how to answer from there. But yeah, he said it to the T how it all works.
So
Yeah, Legion is not a desperate guild when it comes to PvP. How much additional support could we, realistically provide? But in my opinion, the benefit of that is that if anybody's going to come try and siege Legion, Draco's going to be there. So our numbers combined with Legion, when it comes to the serious matters, then it's an alliance. But for the, I guess you could say, trivial instances of minor gameplay throughout the day, the identity of our guilds just is kind of static. So yeah, it's yeah, like you said, Glitch, and I think it's working well. I'm happy with it. If you guys are,
I'm very happy with it. Trust me, we we don't want to be known as the guild that is like, hey, let's go ahead and fucking call these guys to help us out. Hey, we need backup. We don't want to be those guys, you know? The only kind of backup we're ever going to have is our PvP call within our Discord. And, we all play different times. You know what I'm saying? We're not always going to have, we're not always going to have the right amount of people for certain situations. If I'm being very honest, I hate fucking big battles. I can't stand them. They're too much for me. I'm fucking old. You know what I'm saying? I like to most like my preferred content is have let's 5 guys. Let's go like the restaurant. Let's have 5 guys go out and let's do some banditry shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's my favorite thing to do. However, yes, there are roams. We will roll 15 deep and we will kill everything in sight. And it's not what I consider always fun. We only hope that when we roam, we are able to find people around the same numbers or close enough, and then that's more fun to us. Like we bump into old guard a lot of times, and we have our fights, and they're fun as fuck, But do I like getting up on one person? We're 15 deep. No, but I am part of the team, and
Hello,
we're gonna do it.
motherfucker.
And it always depends on who we're with. And sometimes we'll always give the option, drop loot or 1v1. This one guy will stand in a circle. It all depends on who we're roaming with and how they feel at the moment. You see fucking Vic sometimes make people sing. He lets them go. He's done his stream a few times. And yeah, but
Hello,
I mean, to be
motherfucker.
honest, man, it's when it comes to calling out people, it's always 90% of the time within our own guild, unless it's, some shit that's gone out of hand. I mean, I don't know. I've just never seen this call on our collective to PvP with us, at least as long as I've been in Legion.
yeah, and it's still the game's still a learning experience to
Hello,
everybody. I mean, there are
motherfucker.
no large assets. There are no keeps right now. So, um, as far as like calling on the alliance and things like that, it's one of the reasons we were so interested in the collective. I mean, we were back when we were still in NWO. I had arranged an alliance with TE back when Grudge was around, before Mordred even, and that was like probably our longest lasting alliance that turned into the alliance with Integrity. But as for the collective, everything you just said, Glitch, is one of the reasons why we were so interested in getting our feet, in that door, because even with an RPK style, Legion don't kill horses in town. There's not the exploitative griefer mentality or the destruction of the game that looms over them, that they're constantly trying to do. So it's Legion, I think, is sort of like if you had like a spectrum of Careberry PvE on one side and full on RPK griefing on the other side. Guilds fall within that spectrum. That's why I don't like the RPK label, the ARPK label. I think it's a spectrum that we're, for some reason, in the cryptic rules, we had to choose if you're RPK or ARPK, and we've chosen neither. But in Bhakti, it's been interesting because Draco has sort of established as ourselves as a guild that's willing to get our hands dirty and kill RPK guilds that are here, get murder counts if we need to, and there's some other guilds that have been willing to do so with us, like Requiem has been excellent with training with us. Their philosophy and internal culture is so similar to ours, that we're sort of the guilds that will tally some murder counts and get our hands dirty and get killed and lose some gear to defend Bhakti. And if you go further down that spectrum, there's Legion, who are willing to get their hands even dirtier. So that's we aligning with them was intentional. It wasn't arbitrary or just because they were the only guild at the time. So it's I think it's a good relationship. It's symbiotic, and I think it's going to be beneficial to Bhakti. And the whole region. I mean, from the Canteri up through Sausage Lake, it's going to be hopefully collective territory that if you go
Stay
through the
out,
right
Legion.
mediums, will be an option for trade and everything. So prosperity to everything. What was that?
Glitch, stay out. You're not welcome. Your RPK ass.
What? I'm sorry, dude. I was zoned out for a second there.
No, he was saying from his keep to Sausage Lake, he's hoping it's the. Did you say collective or the Wait, what'd you say?
Yeah,
Collective.
Oh, never mind. I thought you said the council. I thought you were talking about like the Bhakti guilds. Never mind. Glitch, you're welcome again. Welcome.
Welcome.
So he's still not paying attention.
What am I welcome to? What am I not welcome
No,
to?
he was
man?
talking about the area between Bhakti and Sausage Lake is going to be the collective territory. Your alliance's territory.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So, yeah, totally welcome. Well,
At first, I thought he was talking about Bhakti guild, so I said you stay out because you're RPK. But never mind, you're welcome.
That's all up to Zero, man. Zero just told me that I'm not allowed to go anywhere, and I'm just all right, fine, fuck it.
All right, so, yes, Dad.
So I can put a shout out to the Bhakti Village Council. It's a very interesting structure. I think Whirl from High is like generally the one that it's his vision primarily, but it's similar to a guild in that there's council members that vote on things, and it's from the various guilds that live in Bhakti. But its function is not to exist as like a guild or an alliance or anything for that matter. It's to harbor productivity within the bubble of Bhakti and its like immediate surrounding areas, but it doesn't extend up into Moki or up to the river, things like that. It's really just to sort of facilitate growth and development within the town, and it abstains from political concerns outside of Bhakti. So, for example, if we go for a keep, if anybody else in the council goes for a keep, you're not going to be able to put in council chat, I need everybody to come defend or come take that's not. You can develop your own separate relationships among the guilds in the council, obviously, as it organically happens, but it's not a sort of militia that you can call upon to do your dirty work. And it's something I really like about it, because it seems like the mission is to just create a healthy town where new players can learn the game, which is easy, which is something you can do a part of any alliance, any external alliance. It really has nothing to do with those relationships, which is something I think that makes it so unique, and I'm not sure is in any other town at the moment.
I was gonna say, back in the stress test that Asmongold played, I don't know if that was like 2-3 stress tests ago. I can't really remember. We actually had the exact same thing in Fabrinum. Of course, it was with guilds that no longer exist besides my own guild, I think, because it was with Carlian Order, which is now Old Guard, but they also live in Meduli now. It was with Memento Mori, which was like an Aussie guild. They were decently sized, like 10 to 15 active. They don't play anymore at all, I'm pretty sure. And then I think there was like one more. I think it might have been La France. I think was like a French guild. They're still around, like very very small now though. But yeah, they all died. So ironically, this was before Jonah Vale played. At first his guild was called Schmeat Brigade, and then he ended up like something happened with their guildstone that they had to remake their guild, and our collective or whatever you would call it in the town, it was called the Fabrinum Mafia. And it was oriented to make Fabrinum like a healthy place because all these guilds were like chill guilds, like they weren't like griefers. Like we were pretty much getting all the non-griefer guilds into this like Discord and collective thing. And then so when Schmeat Brigade, Jonah Vale's guild, had to remake their guild, I think they had like a spy in some of the Discords or something that they ended up renaming their guild to Fab Mafia, which eventually became content.
Okay.
But yeah, that's kind of the backstory of Fabrinum back then. And we had it set up in a very similar way. Like we didn't do the outside politics. We literally had boundaries of where this collective would work together, and kind of like outside that we would fight if we wanted to. Then it went down to like the Fabrinum River, down to like Broken Bridge, and then like over to like Fab Dungeon, and then after that it was like whatever.
Okay, so very very similar, functionally the same thing, right?
Yeah, I mean it was just to make Fabrinum like a better place to live, essentially.
I like that.
Horizon used to
think it's good
love
for the
just
game.
policing Fabrinum. He used to love just going out like every 5 minutes to kill some new griefer. He just absolutely loved it. He loved it so much that he eventually had to leave Fabrinum altogether and never returned. That's how much he loved it. He was too addicted to it.
I fucking love Horizon. That's my man right there.
Yeah, he's a ginger. Did you know that? He has
What?
no soul, so you can't really love him per se.
He's a ginger,
Apparently, dude.
Aw.
and
You
you're
can
calling
love
him
him.
that he has no soul. Like that's the biggest soul ever.
He can't love you back.
He has the biggest heart ever, but he doesn't
Yeah.
technically have a soul. But yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Horizon's a great guy. I was just fucking
Oh
with him.
shit! Fucking he doing in the chat too. That's my man right there as well. I'm
He
like
doing.
polyamorous motherfucker. I got a lot of motherfuckers that I got that love for.
Um. So for
yeah,
our
so-
podcast, real quick, just let me ask, and then you go. So technically, we're already past our time. Do we want to go to 3:30 and then call it, or do you guys want to call it now? Do people have to leave?
I'm having fun.
Yeah,
I'm fine.
dude.
Keep
Yeah,
going.
dude.
Okay,
3:30
we'll go to
fine, man.
we'll end it at 3:30. Okay, guys, but go ahead, Glitch.
Oh yeah. Quick question. Who here has actually played MO1?
I played him one.
I did.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
did or
so-
didn't, Parsevel? What'd you say?
I didn't.
And I'm guessing Tzone did not as well.
Nope.
Oh, okay. What guild were you in, Putson?
I didn't play that long. I played for like a year and a half, and that was like on and off because I ended up going to the military. I played in Deus, which was a Moki guild, basically like a sub guild of ID, if you want to consider it that way. I mean, I'll even admit it, we kind of were in how we played. I was in Deus, and then I was in Rain with a guy named Jacob, who a lot of people don't like. And then I was in Dread for like 2 weeks, but then like it was so bad, it was so toxic, I had to get out of there like immediately. I tried to give it a shot, man, because like the PvP was great in GK, but I couldn't deal with all the other stuff that was going on at that time at least. So I got out, and then I was solo for a while. And this was like 2014, 2015 era.
Oh, 2014. That's when I started playing. I only played for a very short time though. I was in Hawk, and then when I saw the MO2 hype, I was like, oh shit, maybe I want to play MO1 again, even though I know it's a shit show. And I was very, very briefly in Wardens for about maybe like a week or something. Then I stopped playing. And you were in NWO, right, HouseyPooh?
Yeah, I was in NWO from 2015 to January 2021.
Oh, I was in 420. I was in Strillin's guild for a little bit too. That was funny.
Oh, I remember that guy.
I wasn't in that guild long though. I ended up getting kicked out actually because me and another guild member, we wanted to build a house, and Strillin, or I think it was Strillin, I'm pretty sure it was Strillin, or extremely higher up, got pissed off that we weren't donating to the guild after they just helped us get all our skills trained up in Bhakti. So we ended up getting kicked just because we wanted to build a house. It was the weirdest shit.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's nonsense.
Yeah, I remember it very explicitly. I'm like, wait, so I can't even build a house? He's like, well, we just help you train up all your skills. You're not even going to help donate to the guild? I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I want to play the game, dude. What are you talking about?
Man, holla at your boy in fucking Albion Online, where you would be a new player, you'd be fucking mining a bunch of shit, and you'll just have nothing because they'll have 100% fucking donation rate. You remember that?
Mhm. Yeah, that shit was bad.
Oh, that's toxic as shit.
Wow.
It is, bro. Yeah, I was in the most hated alliance and guild in Albion Online. I hate mentioning it. Yeah, I hate mentioning it, but I mean, it was fun. Whatever.
I will say, as it pertains to Mortal, it would be nice if there's some way to implement. I could see how guilds could exploit it, but it would be nice if there was a system implemented so that members could contribute to the guild without like having to pull me aside and give me, a couple stacks of Graydom and saying, "Here, this is for the guild." It'd be cool if there was a system that kept track of it and sort of, acknowledged at least like what it is they're putting in, because I'm pretty sure that existed in Albion. There would be like a tab that would show, Ongar put 2 stacks of food in the guild or something like that, so that
Yeah.
we didn't have to be like individually notified every time. I don't
Yeah,
know.
hands down, they need like a guild bank with
Yeah.
proper permissions, and they
Yes.
need like
Yeah.
guild taxes for guilds that want to be able to like tax and build up their silver, like without people constantly having to donate. It's just like a periodic thing that happens from people grinding and donating to the
Yeah,
guild that
yeah.
way,
That'd be
The
really
guild needs
cool.
an overhaul in general. They have like nothing for guilds right now. It's pretty like
No, really, just the
bland.
social
Yeah.
tap. That's it.
Yeah, we Majunda and I we've been not to give everybody too much information into the infrastructure of Draco and our strategies,
Oh,
but
I'm writing all this down, bro.
we've definitely been considering, like what kind of simple systems we can implement as leadership to sort of encourage gameplay, facilitate commitment to the guild. And again, this kind of goes back to intrinsic versus extrinsic values. Do you give somebody 10 gold because they did X task? Or do you sort of let the intrinsic value of them just playing and enjoying the game, the thrill of the game, do you let that be enough? And it's something that kind of popped up, more specifically recently with, characters or players flooding into New World. Numbers are a little bit down, and so we're thinking, how do we get people interested in staying in Mortal and not just coming back for patch days and things like that. And then as a offshoot to that, how do we get them to stay committed to the guild? And it'd be cool if there were internal systems to help us sort of navigate that so that we knew who was spending time trying to help the guild. You know what I mean? Because sometimes it
Yeah.
goes through sometimes it slips through the cracks.
Yeah.
You can identify guild members that are putting, a little bit extra effort into helping the guild, but it's if you don't notice them and acknowledge them and give them social recognition and other sort of like encouragements to keep doing that, then they may feel neglected and then they may stop, and that's not what we want. So internal systems, a better guild outline where it's not light green and slightly darker green to show if
Yeah.
they're online.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Yeah, and then just those systems to identify like who's contributing, stuff like that.
Nah, absolutely. And to go with what you're saying, when I personally witness, the helping of members all the time that some of the other officers maybe don't because people play at different times, everything like
Right.
that, I make sure to always, give them props and to let the officers know, hey, this guy donated a lot of steel to make guys armors and blah blah blah. And we actually have a pretty decent system in our Discord where we have like a transaction history where you could, after you either donate or help another member or whatever, you could put it in there so it's easier to tell because we all play at different times. So some guy could be you know constantly making other people armor, but it's like 4 a.m. for other people and we're never on, so we don't
Right.
see
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. We ran into that with one of our officers that we recently promoted, who plays at those deep hours. Deep into 4 a.m. Eastern time,
yep.
and he's grinding. He is getting resources. He's refining. He's making armor. He's contributing heavily to the success of the guild. But everyone's asleep and nobody notices it. And the
Yep.
broker was broken for 3 weeks, so it's like, does that person even exist? Nobody knows.
Yep.
So it'd be, Majunda says,
Yeah.
put a guild banker in every town. What was it he said? Actual guild banks with multiple tabs, deposit/withdrawal perms, and a log. Yeah, something like that would be just
That would be phenomenal.
Yeah, it's more
excellent.
organization.
Wait, hold on a second. So brokers are fixed now?
Yeah,
They
brokers
should
are
be.
fixed,
Yeah.
dude.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
And
Ah,
pet broker,
shit. Let's go sell some shit, boys.
It's the
dude.
trading.
The pet
No, man,
broker works flawlessly. You could buy a horse and immediately enters your stable.
Ah, beautiful.
Yep.
Ungriefable.
Now you don't understand, dude. I've
Yeah,
had
ungriefable.
other shit that I've looted from people from like before the last patch has been sold on other brokers, and I'm just waiting for that money to flow in now. So I'm
I would
happy.
love to hear from Tzone because I mean he's been pretty quiet in general, but I'm not saying it's a bad thing. But I would love to hear more about like how does the leadership and infrastructure in VII actually work. If you're open to discuss that, because
I don't even know
I
who
don't-
the leader is. I don't think there is one.
Really?
but is there like a council of people that discuss
There's some
or
officers, yeah, and then everyone votes on shit.
fantastic?
But
Yeah.
yeah, for the most part, you guys just are, because I see VII everywhere. At least 1 or 2 members almost in every town.
Yeah.
So you guys are just able to go out and about. I thought you guys were a merc guild.
We kind of are, but there's not really anything to market right now.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't understand how do decisions get made? Who makes the decisions? How does that
Someone-
work?
Someone asks someone, and they tell everyone else, "Hey, these people want to do X," and then people are like, "Oh, let's vote on it if we're going to have a market with these people or not."
So who gets to vote? Everybody or just specific?
Yeah,
people?
everyone who's like an actual member who's been around for a while.
Okay.
It's like the Black Company.
Yeah,
Did you ever
for
read that
real.
book? Yeah, it's
No.
pretty dope. I like that. I actually I really dig that whole philosophy. It's like a table rather than one leader. It's pretty
Someone
dope.
wants to know why is it called 7?
I guess because people who came up with the names are weebs. Something to do with the Seven Deadly Sins anime.
Jesus Christ! You're almost making this sound like a meme guild, almost. I know I know it's a stronger guild than a meme guild because you guys have been around for a while now, right? Like I
Yeah.
know it's not
They
so
got some
loose.
bangers.
It's
and
a
stuff.
yeah, it's a friend guild.
Yeah, I mean, you guys like most of you like the core like knew each other from MO1 and played together, right? As far
Yeah,
as
most
I know.
of it was the guild in MO1. It was MO1 guild that.
Oh, it
came
was
to-
actually 7 in MO1 as well.
Yeah,
at
I
some
think
point.
I think they own a house or keep or some shit. But they got
Okay.
someone else.
They probably owned a Palisade, I think. If I'm
I think it was in jungle or something.
I think
Or
they
no,
owned a
that's
Palisade.
NWO keep. They owned it and gave it back to NWO. Or something. I don't know. I'm not sure about all those politics back then.
Yeah, he didn't even play MO1, so probably not the person to ask.
What do you guys think of smaller keeps for smaller guilds?
Well, that's a
Stronghold?
stronghold, basically.
Stronghold. I think that's the stronghold thing that
Oh.
you want to do.
Is
yeah.
it a static location or can you build them anywhere?
You can build
No,
them
you can build them anywhere, and they're gonna have like their own territory radius to build your own town. You just won't have walls, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
It actually looks like a mini castle.
Yes.
What a stronghold
Yeah,
is.
yeah. I remember seeing the picture. Okay.
I just don't know. I mean, like I understand it, but I don't know how they're gonna get away with so many guilds not having access to walls. With how many griefers tend to play this game, like I don't understand the
Yeah.
balance.
Well, I
They
think.
say
What are you gonna say?
yeah, they say it's because it's gonna be super hard to actually destroy someone's house.
Yeah.
when you-
Right, but it's
or-
not about destroying someone's house. It's about making the game unplayable, which you don't need to siege their shit to do. Right? You could just camp their priest. You could camp their door. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, with no walls. I got you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a wall blocking off Morin Kerr in Mortal 1 is functionally the same as camping the priest.
Yeah,
It's
one
making the
griefer,
game unplayable, right? So
different
Yeah.
types of griefer.
how do you get around that? Different types of griefer, yeah.
I mean, I think eventually they'll somehow ease their way into having palisades again. I just don't know how they're going to do it. And I understand why they didn't allow free placement before, but I think eventually they will have like a certain tier of guild that will be allowed to put a wall around a stronghold. Or at least I think it's inevitable almost. I don't know. I just with how much griefing was in MO1 and how much griefing we've already seen in a beta where nothing matters, I don't know how they're going to get away with
It
it.
is a bigger map, so if you kill the griefer once, it's gonna be harder for him to come back.
Yeah.
You have
Maybe.
more breathing room.
I will say
So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Go ahead.
So I completely forgot about something. I remember when I was in Hawk and we had to keep, there was a priest inside. So how did that work? It was obviously only the guild that was able to spawn at that priest inside the keep, or am I remembering this fucked up? I don't remember.
No, you could have priests.
I think you could make it open or guild only, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, I was curious about that because I don't remember, but I remember that there was a priest inside, and if we died, we were just able to go in there. But like I said, I don't remember too much about the keeps. So
I
as long
mean,
as you,
in MO1, you could still get in keeps with Spiritus mages, though.
yeah.
So we'll probably see similar stuff in MO2. Somehow, some way. People always find a way, right? Like
Yeah,
to hop the
people are-
walls or whatever.
From what I
People
hear,
already
is,
glitching through walls with spiritism.
yeah, ninja sieges and the bag bug, or the exploit, I should say.
Just need to have guards inside that can kill them when they rise, but
La
Lost.
Shaniqua, actually, speaking of La Shaniqua, has videos of their little ninja sieges going into keeps, the two of them.
The goat. Yeah, man, that all sounds like such a pain in the ass, but looking forward to it, I guess.
See, I
We'll
like
be
it. Content right there.
Yeah, 100%.
Good
I mean,
content.
yeah, it'll be fun. I'm just, whatever's gonna promote fucking was ever gonna promote anti-guard zone PvP, I'm all about
Yes,
it.
me too.
More open
100%.
world PvP, just get out there, bro. They're pixels. Who gives a fuck if you lose things? You know, like who gives a shit?
Exactly.
Majunda made a comment earlier. It's just coming up with that comment, but he mentioned once, on live, when the population's is like really up, it's probably safe to assume that the majority of conflict and combat is going to happen outside of town. It's going to
Yes.
happen
Yeah,
because
hopefully.
2 groups went to the spider cave, or 3 groups, are running down that little path to the jungle and they run into each other. Like that's kind of where the majority of things are going to happen. So right now, with everybody kind of sitting in town, twiddling their thumbs, looking for, considering what they could actually do, that's kind of where we're seeing the conflict emerge. But on live, I would speculate that the majority of it will be outside of town, so it might not even be an issue really. Like come persistence, I don't know.
Then once housing and shit comes out, people will be more apt after going to Spider Cave or whatever to go to their house as opposed to a
Right,
town. You know what I mean? Or their
right.
stronghold or keep, whatever. You
We'll
know?
make many towns. Their own
Yeah.
little.
Yep. Exactly.
And that's one of the ways that you protect yourself is finding other people that will like put their house next to yours and they'll come out and kill you dudes sitting next to your door or something. Like find some people that will help defend your house and live
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, and so for now, I think the most important thing, just a little plug for the game and what we can do to help it, because it's still in beta, and I think a lot of the people uh, in this podcast and listening, and who will listen in the future and in our guilds, I think we all kind of want the same thing, and that we want the game to thrive, and we
Oh,
want
yeah.
it to see further development, and we want it to have a healthy player base. And so in the meantime, I think the diligent thing for us to do is to remember that it is beta. It's important to report bugs. I'm reporting bugs all the time, and if you can sort of perceive griefers as a positive, in that they kind of function as a counterculture, in that they identify holes in the system, because it's better to identify that a griefer can get stuck in a wall here and kill everybody in the bank now than it is on live against new players that will just quit the game when it happens to them.
Yeah, true.
So identifying those things, sort of bringing it forth to development, in a productive, healthy way, not a GM ticket that says, "Hey, get in here, dickhead! This guy just stole all my shit." You know, remembering that they're people too and they're working hard, but just trying to identify those things. Look at the griefers as bugs that need to be corrected.
Quashed? Oh.
Yeah.
That too. But
Yeah.
so yeah.
Can somebody go check and see if they fix that as Kappa hole? Because they just said something about can't jump over a wall now in Meduli.
What's up?
Bug fix can't
Yes.
they fix
That's
that hole?
yes, that's where the Xenocappa where he would glitch into the ground there. You can't do it anymore. And actually, this is another thing about like what I was saying about Henrik actually engaging with the community and everything. I don't want to sound like that guy, but the GMs just were straight up ignoring. You know what I mean? When we sent them that saying like, "Hey, this is a bug, blah blah blah," and they just straight up didn't ignore. So I asked Henrik about it, and he pretty much said exactly what you said. He actually answered me, which is awesome that he took the time to. But like what you were saying, House, like pretty much that it's needed anybody who exploits or anything like that because they're able to find the holes in the system to get it patched
Right.
before the release. So it was like, yeah, it kind of sucks that they're around and they're doing this crap, but at the end of the day, it's going to be good once release comes because we could address the issues now, not when, you know, there's a big ass population.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's something that I told somebody back when the BKO days when they were talking about like, oh, when you get 5 murder counts that you go red and you got killed in town and the guards wouldn't do shit if you would get killed but you attack them and the guards would kill you. They learned from that. So it's like I know it's not intentional bug finding, but if you really think about it, griefers are actually better bug finders and
Yep.
exploit finders than us guys, you know.
Yeah,
and
yes,
and
exactly.
and it's and again, I'm not defending them, but it's a fucking fact. You know what I'm saying?
But you said that like
Um,
10 times now. I'm pretty sure you are a griefer at this point.
Yeah,
Right.
you know what it is. All right, you know what it is. I used to be a griefer in other
Suck.
games. that I
Ah, there
played.
it is,
Hey,
dude.
all right,
There
whatever,
it fucking is.
fucker. But
I heard his alt's name is Time Oracle.
oh fuck you. Nah, I actually think that Morgul's a funny fucking guy, and I
Me
hope,
too.
and I think honestly, like when all this shit happens, I know that Thymorkel, unlike a lot of these other people, he will find his gameplay style afterwards. I mean, he's actually fighting. He is fighting now. Before he was just killing horses. He's actually fighting now, and I've seen it.
Yep.
But yeah. Also, I know that we're nearing the end of the stream and all that, but I do want to say one thing. It's just kind of, I guess, my party message, and I'll let you guys end it however you want to. I want to talk about like social statuses in guilds and games and stuff like that. And you know, there's a lot of people we like to banter, talk shit. I just kind of urge you, community, you're gonna do whatever the fuck you want, but you know, try not to, you know, talk all the shit you want in game. Don't ever get personal. But
Yep.
also, more than anything, if you're in a guild, you have a healthy group of friends. Don't fuck that up by being angry at each other, quitting, or getting somebody kicked out because you're angry. You know, you don't want to make a permanent decision on a temporary situation. Try to work that shit out because this is how guilds break up. This is how people leave the game. It's not healthy for the population. So just kind of try to work shit out within your guilds rather than just fucking kick, say things you don't mean, make it public, and it becomes a shit show for you. You know what I'm saying? That's my party message.
It's a good message.
Good, definitely
Yep.
good message.
This is why Glitch has so many boos. All right, I guess we'll go ahead and end it here, boys. Does anyone have any final messages they would like to say, or?
Just thank you for having me on, Putson, and thanks for everybody else. We had some good conversations. Like those 3 hours, 3.5, whatever, went by so fast for me. Like I couldn't even believe we were that much over time when I looked down and saw it. But also, any newer players that are in Meduli and need help or whatever, you could definitely ask anybody from Kodo. We will help you out. And just don't, like Glitch was saying also, like just don't give up. Don't get upset if you lost all your shit and nothing like that. This, honest to God, is one of the best games I've ever played. And when I first started, I was getting killed nonstop by goddamn dreadlords and MK when I first started, and I was on the verge of quitting. But then, obviously, I met Kuth and the rest of the, and I came down to Meduli, and I'm so happy I stayed with it because I have hundreds of hours in this game now. So yeah, just keep chugging along. Don't get discouraged if you die out there. It's gonna happen. Shit happens.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, I guess I'll tag in for my shameless plug for Draco Silvam and Bhakti. But yeah, I hope I've illustrated that I care about the game and that I want to do everything in my power to help it become a successful game. And Draco has, maintained that philosophy since its birth. So if you're a new player in Bhakti, or if you're looking for a change in scene and want and are interested in a guild with a healthy culture that embraces new players and tries to engage in literally all of the content in the game, it's a good option. But you're treated well in Draco. I believe members are treated fairly. We have a council. We don't have a single leader to assure that our decisions are fair uh, and equal to everybody. But I'm very grateful for you, Pootson, for putting this on. I know Bratwire does a lot of content for the game. I think it's so good for the game. It's healthy. We're able to give some feedback to the devs, to Henrik, and I think that's sort of the value in this, that we create an area where we can openly communicate about what we are excited about in the game, what we're concerned about, what elements we can communally agree on, need addressing. And I think it's just it's a boon to the game. So thanks for having me, and I hope to be on here again.
Hey, you're welcome, man. Thank you for coming on, honestly.
Yeah.
All right, boys. You're good to head out whenever. I'm just gonna go ahead and raid someone on the stream, and then I'm gonna go ahead and end my stream. So, thank you guys for coming on, all of you. Parsevel, Tzone, HouseyPooh, Glitch. Thank you guys, man. We'll definitely
My
have you guys
pleasure.
on in future
My
weeks
pleasure,
too.
man.
All right. See
See
you
you
guys
in
in game. Later.
Keep at
See
it,
ya.
man.
guys.
Keep at it. Take care, guys.
See ya.